What the heck? Where is my background? Let's see. There we are. All right. Make sure to tap that screen, everybody. Share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends, with your enemies. Let's get to word out so we can have some interesting conversations. Today is going to be a relatively short show, as I'm only just going live until Deconstruction Zone Justin goes live. So we'll only be here for about 2.5 hours today. 2.5. Foxfire says, praise Doug. Praise his rocky hardness indeed. Brain Food says, hey friend. Hey Brain Food, how you doing? Patriot Stuff says, oh my. Oh my indeed. Just waiting for my co-host to get here. And just so everyone knows, I like to keep the number of of friendlies to just one. So that way my Christian opposition doesn't feel overwhelmed. So we're just going to wait for Ashlyn to get here. Anunnaki, the Forbidden History says, hello, great topic. That's a very suspicious username. AJ Everyday says, may Lord ChatGPT find you all the answers you need. Ooh, Ashlyn, we got to figure out. Oh, yeah, you said it's because it's draining from your battery. Gemultron says, because it's the word of God. Well, Gemultron, I don't believe you. How about them apples? Let's see. Sork says, like this live now. You heard the man. Do it. His wiki is source. How about ChatGPT? So, Wikipedia can provide you sources. I wouldn't cite Wikipedia as a source, but Wikipedia can give you sources. If you look at the links that they provide. We have our first guest for the day. We have here Miley's Corner. Miley, I ask the same questions of every single one of my guests, irrespective of who they are, before we continue with the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18?
I'm 23 years old.
All right. And question number 2, are you a Bible believer?
I am.
And then question number 3, what are your pronouns?
She, her.
All right. Miley, I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. I don't believe in the Bible. Miley, why should I believe in the Bible?
I'd like to actually start out with asking what you do believe in. What do you believe in, and when we pass away, where do you think that we go?
I believe in anything which can be demonstrably demonstrated to be true via evidence, and I don't think I think where we go depends on where we're buried. If you're wondering about a soul, I don't believe in such things. I think that what happens to us after we die is the same thing happened before we were conceived.
Okay. So have you read the Bible?
Yes, front to cover. That's why they call me the Bible guy.
Wild. Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you a follow just for that. So what part in the Bible, like, what are you finding hard to believe? Like, there's actually been evidence from the Bible that's proven the Bible to be true.
There's also been archaeological evidence that disproves the Bible to be true, as well as the fact that there are lots of scientific errors in the Bible, and internal contradictions and failed prophecy. So those things together have make it very hard for me to believe that the Bible is true.
Okay, well, I'm not very good at debating the Bible, but I am going to just say this. For someone that used to be an atheist to someone who is now reading the Bible and going to church, I can listen to gospel music and I get these chills.
Yeah, I get
real
chills.
strong.
I get chills from listening to music too. That's just music, and that's just the
With
way our
me,
brains work.
with me, it's just with gospel music. Whenever I have my moments. But I just came up here to say that I pray you find that. I'm not here to press
I
religion on anybody or
I'm
whatnot, but I pray
I'm
you find
actually
something
I'm
to
actually an
believe in.
ex-Christian, so I already was a member of the Christian religion. I just left, and I get those same feelings from secular music.
From what music?
Secular music, just music that's not religious. I can get that feeling from religious music and non-religious music alike.
See, I only get it with Christian music. I
I,
just all I know is I've read the Bible and I'm reading the Bible, and certain things that I've read so far, especially Revelations, has actually came out into life and described how humans are. As
Revelation Revelation is a book that was written. Do you know when the things in the book of Revelation are the book says when they're supposed to take place?
there's not really a time frame. It just says that we don't know when the end's coming, but God does. I know there's
Well,
going to be
that's
orders that
Matthew. That's what Matthew says. Revelation says something different. It does give you a time frame.
well,
It says in the very first couple verses of the book of Revelation, it gives you a bit of a time frame. If I open up Revelation, it says that's not how you spell Revelation, Dalton.
can I
There you
green
go.
screen on here?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, my keyboard isn't letting me put it down. I'm literally clicking all over the screen. Um, I'm gonna leave and then I'm gonna come right back to get it to go down so I can click on my camera so I can show you a verse that I seen the other day, if that's cool.
Sure. I mean, I have a Bible right here. You can just
I
tell me the
can't
verse. I
remember
can
the
pull it up.
exact verse. Here, actually, I have a screenshot of it. Let me go and look and see if it shows me the book and all that, because it's one that I found off of Facebook.
Sure. But real quick before you do that, it says here in the book of Revelation, the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show to his servants what must soon take place. And he made it known by sending his angel to his servant John. The author of the book of Revelation seems to insinuate that the events mentioned in his book are things which must soon come to pass. And most scholars who actually read the book of Revelation and take it seriously believe that most of the things written about in the book of Revelation are things about the first century, early second century CE.
Okay, so upon looking at the screenshot, it's that I have, it's only the picture of the verse. It just shows,
Is it Matthew 24,
it shows
46?
stages of the last days as the title above the verse, and then it starts out at verse 3.
What verse is it? What does it say?
Um,
Someone says, I hope you have a beautiful day, Bible guy. I think I will. Now that you've said that, I think I will.
okay, I'm gonna have to leave and come right back to get my keyboard off to be able to green screen.
If you just tell me the verse, Smiley, I'll be able to read it myself.
Miley, it's probably Matthew 24.
Are you thinking of Matthew 24, verse 46? Of that day and hour, no man knows, not even the angels, nor the Son, but only the Father?
No, you should know.
Whenever you leave, I can't hear you.
It says you should know this, Timothy, that in the last days, that's like part of the verse. So I think.
Yeah, Scott. Yeah, in the last days, that like, false doctrines will come, and people will teach not to give into marriage. Yeah, that's the author of First Timothy. First Timothy has no bearing on what the Revelation says.
Talks about in that verse that I'm talking about how people will be disobedient towards their parents,
But that's always been the case,
all
though.
types of stuff.
That's always been the
Oh, wait,
case,
is
though.
it you? You must understand this, that in the last days distressing times will come, for people will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, arrogant, abusive, disobedient.
Yes.
That's
That's
there's
it.
never
That's
been
that's
yeah
Second Timothy's 3, 1 through 5.
there's never
I
been
have not.
a period. There's never been so there's a category of quote unquote prophecy I like to talk about where they're not really prophecies. They're more like observations that are projected into the future because it's like when Jesus said there will be wars and rumors of wars. Well, there's never been a time in history where there's not been wars and rumors of wars. Or when the author of First Peter says that in the last days there will be mockers. Well, there's never not been mockers. In the same way, people being disobedient to their parents and people loving money and themselves, that's always been a thing. That's not really a prophecy. That's so much as
I
it
feel
is.
like it's gotten worse since money's became a thing.
Money has been a thing since for a very very long time.
No, yeah, I know, but I feel like it's gotten 10 times worse because you look around. Do you see how the government
Do you
is?
do you have any
anywhere?
objective like stats to demonstrate that it's gotten worse, or is this just a vibe that you're getting? Because it might just be that you're more aware of it than you used to be.
Honestly, I think it's because I'm more aware of it than I used to be. I'll be honest about that. Like, I'll just straight up. I don't get into statistics. I just go based off of what I see. Because typically you get more information from your eyes than you do.
I think that this is more of a vibes feeling belief, Miley, as opposed to like what is objectively true. I don't think we have any good reason to think that it's gotten any worse or better. There are more people in the world today, and therefore there are more people who are greedy, but that just comes with more people being around. This isn't really much of a prophecy. I could make a prophecy like this.
Okay, so what's your take on? Sorry, I have cats. They're pretty rambunctious. What's your take on the prophet of Muhammad?
I think he was a false prophet, like all false
I was about to
prophets.
say he's a false prophet for sure.
I don't consider him that much different than Jesus as far as like status of prophethood be concerned. Like the way that you probably see Muhammad is the way that Jewish people see Jesus.
Honestly, yeah, people should not see Muhammad like that.
I'll say this: Muhammad was worse because, unlike Jesus, he diddled a child. I'll say that much.
Yeah, that's why I don't. That's why I don't support Muhammad.
Yeah, but why should I believe the Bible is true, Miley? Because I haven't really seen anything substantial here so far, other than like these very vague prophecies that have kind of always been true and therefore aren't really prophetic.
With me, the reason I believe is because I read the Bible and I have feelings of spiritual weight.
So it's a feelings-based argument.
Getting there, hold on. So with me, it's been since I've started back, my mental health been a lot better. It really frees you from your mental state from
Therapy could do that too, Miley.
outside therapy. Didn't help as much, honestly, at all.
I hear that a lot from people. It could just be the fact that you had a bad therapist, or that some people just don't believe in therapy and don't take it seriously. I can't say what it is for you, but really the question is not why should Miley believe in the Bible, but why should I, the Bible guy, believe in the Bible? I'm looking for reasons for why I should believe. In your personal experiences can't really like play a factor in why I should believe.
So, what are you personally going to do when, at the end of time, and we all pass, and Judgment Day comes, and God says, well, you can't get into heaven because you failed to believe in me?
I would tell him that's his fault for not giving me good reasons to believe.
Wait, Miley, do you think that an all-loving God is going to send me and torture me to hell despite me being a good person my entire life? Like, I did generally good things. In fact, in this hypothetical, I'm actually technically a better person than you on scales of like being a good human, but I go to hell just for not believing and you go to heaven for believing. Do you think that God is good?
Okay, let me put it to you guys this way. Do you guys have free will?
No, free will is not a
No.
real thing, and the Bible doesn't tell us that free will is a real thing.
Was that
But free will
the
isn't
God
choice.
good?
So you don't
can you
have
just
the
answer
freedom
the
to make choices of your own.
no? But was that God good? Yes or no?
Absolutely, God is good, but you also should not be able to
For
get.
sending me to hell?
So do you think
I
you
think
should
what
be able to go
Miley
through
is
life
I think
and not
I think what
worship
Miley
and
is
not
trying to say is
believe?
that we made the choice to not worship God, therefore we deserve hell. But I didn't, Miley. I didn't make that choice because beliefs are not choices. You're either convinced that something is true or you're not convinced that something is true. And based on
Okay.
that convincing or lack of convincement, you will either believe or not believe. I have yet to be given a good reason to believe. Therefore, I have no choice but to not believe it. And if God sends me to hell because Christians weren't good enough at explaining to me, at convincing me that the Bible is true, or the available evidence wasn't good enough to convince me that's not true, it's not true,
Okay. So have
that's on
you?
God.
Do you believe in God performing miracles on people that shouldn't be alive at all?
I don't believe in God, let alone that He can perform miracles.
Okay. So hold on one second. I need you to get your dog outside, please. So with me, I honestly should have died in a pretty terrible car wreck. I also should have died when I tried to unalive myself on my 14th birthday, but I didn't. And
Which
I
is
firmly
wonderful.
believe that God saved me.
Well, are you able to demonstrate that God saved you, like through any verifiable evidence, or is it just a feelings based? Because again, I didn't experience your personal experiences. Your personal experiences cannot be evidence for me unless you're able to independently verify that God was the one that saved you, as opposed to the fact that you just got lucky. Because lots of Christians get in car wrecks and they die.
Okay, so basically, when my ex yanked my steering wheel and my car tumbled down a hill and it flipped and it rolled and the front end it landed up in a tree and my windshield was busted. Um, Airbags had went off, everything. Like it was bad. I couldn't walk for about 2 weeks afterwards. The EMS and the cops looked dead at me and was like, "You should not have survived this. You should have died." I went to the
Well,
hospital. They were even like, "You should have died." And
okay,
I
but
had
what's
my
the
uncle
evidence that
pass
the
away.
reason you didn't die was because of God, as opposed to the fact that you just got lucky?
Because when I prayed that night, I asked for signs that he was
Okay.
there that night.
Was it
Wait, so
something that
God,
what
wait, wait,
where's
wait. Hold on. The sign was God has your boyfriend yank your car off the cliff, and that's the sign from
no,
God.
she
Did
said
I
she
say
prayed for a
that?
sign later that day that it was from God. My question is, was the sign
Oh,
something that was so supernatural that it could not possibly be explained by any naturalistic explanation, or are you just reading signs into things that aren't really there?
So we're in a dark area at this point with stuff happening like this, correct? So we're in the middle of nowhere almost, and there's no street lights out by our area. My headlights were off at that point. So here's your dog, babe. So how do you expect a pretty bright light to just appear out of nowhere?
A pretty bright light. I mean, you hit your head, yes.
I mean, I was unconscious for at least 2 hours.
Probably suffered some amount of brain damage, yes.
Well, when I went to the hospital, there wasn't any brain damage.
I mean, in the moment, you were in a car crash,
In
yes?
the moment, I had pump knots on my head. Yeah.
Yeah. You think that
yeah,
could have
that's an
affected what you saw?
indication. So there's absolutely no way that you didn't go from driving at a decent speed to a sudden stop without some sort of concussion. The concussion itself which is a type of brain damage. It can happen at speeds of less than 15 miles per hour.
Yeah. Well, the speed limit was 35 in my area, and when the steering wheel is yanked and it's cut like that, it's supposed to resemble speeds of up to 70 miles an hour.
Okay.
It
Well,
sounds like at minimum you were at least concussed.
none of this sounds like God to me, Miley.
I mean, that's y'all. Like I said that night, when I went through that wreck, what I was told by EMS, by cops, by the doctors themselves that I should not have made it out.
That's that doesn't mean anything, Miley. Just because a doctor says you shouldn't have made it out doesn't mean that it was impossible for you to have possibly survived. That's not what that means. This is
Okay,
basically them
so
telling you that you got lucky.
so let me ask you something. When a family member dies, do you believe that their presence is still around you?
No. I know some people might have that psychological experience because as humans we have built into our brains what's called hyper agency detection, so that we might feel like there's a presence near us, and that can be sometimes mixed in with your memory, resulting in you believing that a loved one is near you or something like that. I personally don't experience that. I might just be an individual who's not prone to having those feelings, but it's purely psychological. And I've never had the feeling that a loved one after he had passed away was near me.
Okay, so my uncle has been dead for
Molly, I'm interested to know whether or not you have any arguments in favor of Christianity or the Bible being true that aren't feelings based.
I'm still, like I said, when I said that the Bible for me goes into play into life a lot, and I threw out verses or whatnot. Yeah, it may have been worse back then. Absolutely, I feel like it was worse back then than it is now. But
It's objectively not. Do you know how many people would die of disease and hunger and starvation and war in the ancient world versus now?
because we didn't have the medical knowledge that we have now back
Yeah,
then.
and things are better now. And things are, despite what you might want to believe, things are objectively better for like the living situation of individuals today than they have ever been in history.
I mean, just the invention of penicillin alone.
I got someone that would love to absolutely talk to you. He's in a live currently. Once he gets off, if you're still alive, I'm going to send him your way.
Sure, I'm only going to be live until 4:30 p.m., so the next 2.5 hours. But he's more than welcome to come and talk to me on the Deconstruction Zone channel, which I'll be live on at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Okay, so right now it's 3:14 for me. So you said till 4:30. So I'm assuming that'd be like 5:30 my time for you, right?
Yeah. Yes, correct.
Okay. He's just more educated than I am on Christianity Christianity. Because I've never picked up a Bible. I've rarely went to church. I'm just now starting to read my Bible. I'm literally halfway through Genesis. So that's why I feel he'd be a better person to be able to talk to you, because me, on the other hand, it's going to be the same repetitive. Well, you're not providing proof. You're not providing proof. Which, yeah, you're not wrong, because for me, well, some people need proof. For me, I just needed to go through what I went through, if that made sense.
Yeah. Just for future reference, the whole purpose of this live is for people to provide me reasons why I should believe, and personal
He'll
and
do
and here
that.
and here's the thing, personal personal stories and testimony never are going to convince me. I need something that's
Absolutely.
substantial and something that I can look at independently myself. But
Wholeheartedly, I get that.
but yeah, you're more than welcome to send them my way if I'm still alive, and if not, just tell them to go to the Deconstruction Zone on TikTok or YouTube.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Absolutely,
It's not gonna let me drop myself. I still can't get
I
my keyboard down.
I got you.
Thank you.
Just so everyone knows, we're only bringing up opposition right now, so no friendlies. Our next guest is going to be Randy Fitz.
You really need to get a windscreen, Dalton. We can hear you breathe.
Okay,
Anyways, Randy,
I
I'm going to
just
ask you.
I'm a friendly, so I just heard you say that. I didn't realize. But can I ask a quick, real short question, and I'll be out of here?
Sure, just a real quick question.
Christ Before Jesus is live. I'm sure you've watched him. He was asked a question, then he gave an answer that I was like surprised that he gave, and I'm curious what your thoughts were. Somebody asked, why do you think Marcion might have made up so much of what he did if he was kind of the original, a lot of the New Testament? And Jaron says that's a really hard question, and I was surprised to hear that, because it seems like the answer would be the same reason why David Koresh, Joseph Smith, L. Ron Hubbard, why they make up religions is it puts them in favor. Like gives them a lot of power and kind of, attention and probably wealth. And I was just curious, do you kind of see the same reason why people create religions?
If people create religions knowing full well that they're not true, it's probably for some alternative reason like that. Although I don't know how Marcion would have benefited from creating religion, since Christianity was illegal in the Roman Empire and wasn't the state religion or anything like that.
Well,
I-
it did generate the the Marcionite church did get generated. It was kind of a rival to the other church for the rest of his life, and so it did give him some sense of power, but not massive, I guess.
Yeah, I always go with Occam's razor, like which is more likely. I'm more likely to believe that individuals probably had some sort of psychological event occur to them wherein they thought that they had an experience with a deceased Jesus. I think that's just like, as far as like odds are, more likely than just the what I would generally label a conspiracy where someone is intentionally creating a fictional character. Like I don't think Muhammad was like concocted Islam from scratch. I think he probably genuinely believed he had this like experience from an angel. He was just wrong.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. I just wanted somebody else's opinion. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
All right, let's see. We have here Blueberries 783. Blueberries, I'm going to ask you the same question that I ask every single one of my guests, irrespective of who they are. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
Question number 2, are you a Bible believer?
Yes.
And question number 3, what are your pronouns?
He, him.
All right. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. I don't believe in the Bible. Blueberries, why should I believe in the Bible?
Yeah, so I guess I can't demonstrate that the supernatural things of the Bible are true. But you can believe the Bible if you think that society will be better if it's ruled off the principles and morality claims of it. If you're an atheist and you're using morality or some sort of
Secular
argument
humanism.
sure, then you have nothing to stand on, so we can't.
Sure I do. I have
don't.
I have the principles of secular humanism to stand on, which
Yeah,
I think
but
are
that
far
was created by
superior to the
atheists, which is a feelings argument because it's
Okay. And the Bible was created by humans as well. Like me and you both have subjective moral systems created by humans. I just think that mine's better because it doesn't like allow for slavery or the dehumanization of women.
Sure. So the Bible, we believe it's
The Bible is not nice to me as a woman at all. Not in the Old Testament, not in the New Testament.
well. Again, that's just what you think, so that's fine.
I mean, does
I
yes,
know
yes
what
or no,
I think.
Blueberry? Does the Ten Commandments, especially the 10th commandment, list women along with the rest of a man's property?
don't covet thy neighbor's wife.
Yeah, what does it also say? You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his house, or his slaves, or his livestock. What does the man's house, slaves, and livestock all have in common?
Their property.
And the woman is listed along with them.
Yeah, but that goes the same for women too. Don't covet your neighbor's husband. So
I don't remember seeing that in the Ten Commandments.
that's the
Definitely not
principle.
there. Nope.
Because the
wo-
Bible-
women during this time period were treated as property, so I have no reason to think this. It was very clear reading the Bible that it was not written for me as a woman.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't want to get in a whole morality thing because you can't.
I mean, you're the one who brought up
You
morality.
you brought it
No, I
up.
said arguing. I'm saying Christian ethics and morals would probably create a better society than 100
But-
atheists with
but they
all
haven't.
different perspectives.
But they haven't, because
It-
Christian morality can lead to the belief that slavery is okay.
Wait. So you're saying that even if it does say that women are property, that would be better than an atheistic moral system?
well, you can't tell me why women shouldn't be property.
Yeah, because they're human beings. and I'm a
Excuse
human
me?
being.
That doesn't mean anything. So
Yeah, you have a subjective moral system called the Bible. I have a subjective moral system called secular humanism. Question is, which one of these is more conducive to the well-being of society, of
yeah,
humans?
so I'd argue that it would be like biblical morality, and the reason
What's biblical morality?
No, there's that we're all under Christ. Love your neighbor as yourself.
One under Christ means that everyone can equally be participants in the salvation, but it doesn't mean that there are no longer like social hierarchy between women and men, enslaved people and free people.
We do have a social hierarchy today, and even in atheist societies. So
We shouldn't.
but I think it's well, I don't think that's ever going to go away, though.
Well, that's sad that you think that I mean, if you're the kind of person who thinks that'll never go away, then you'll never work to make it go away. I think it's possible that we can actually like get there because society is slowly progressing from its dark and ancient sort of moral systems. Like we've gotten rid of slavery. Women have more freedoms now than they ever have. We're slowly becoming better. And the reason we're becoming better is not because of the Bible, but because of Enlightenment values.
Yeah, but there still is a hierarchy with men and women. Women
And there shouldn't be.
women who got all these rights were given to and enforced by men. So
No, it's because there was no. It's because we didn't allow women to have a voice in Ashland. You're
Oh, am I making noise?
very staticky. The only reason that men were around to give those rights to people is because women weren't allowed in government. Women are allowed in government now, and women are currently fighting for other women in the government.
Sure,
And
so
that's not because of Christianity.
if women decide to vote in and pass all these rights, who enforces them? It's men. So
Men and women, because the government is
it's
not
not
just made.
women.
The government is made of just men. Blueberries.
Hey, Blue,
no,
Blue.
just because the government
Blue,
passes a
Blue,
bill
you're
or
go-
something,
you're gonna
for it to be
listen to me
enforced,
for
we
a
need
second. So have you served in the armed forces, Blue?
what's it to you?
I'm asking you
It's
a
a-
question. You're going to
she-
answer me,
she-
or you're
she
going
asked you
to
a
be
question.
removed.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, you haven't.
How to prove it?
Yeah, what was your MOS?
What's your profile picture?
Mussolini?
Yeah, he's a white supremacist. Yeah. So
I'm not a white supremacist. This is just a historical
it's-
figure, but whatever.
yeah, not from the way you're arguing. Yeah. So I was active in
88
participation
Mike.
of
What?
securing. Yeah, you just Google search that.
I didn't.
If you search, yeah,
Prove I Google searched it. Like, I didn't. I just didn't
God,
want
it's
to.
This guy's so fucking cringy. Here, just go ahead and
yeah,
talk,
he's
Ashley.
gross. Yeah. So no, you did. You didn't. So I, as a woman,
Right.
have actually said.
Where's
and
your.
he did just say 88.
You don't have evidence for your claim?
Blue, I don't give a shit. I know
Anything?
you didn't.
Prove it. I will bet my
Anyways.
dollar I did not look it up.
Yeah, unlike you can actually answer the question immediately and doesn't have to look it up.
I didn't look it up.
Yeah.
You can't prove that. And I literally did not look it up. Like,
Are you like you're psychologically not okay? That is very clear. When it comes down to it, women serve in the armed forces. They go over, they serve as police officers, they serve in our law, they enforce the laws the same as men. Just because you are a disgusting piece of crap doesn't mean that everybody else is.
the
And in
standards
fact,
have to be lowered for women to do that compared to men. So, congrats.
No, they don't.
Got in because of DEI.
Oh, gross.
I didn't. I served in 2012. Dumb fuck.
Yeah, I'm done talking to him. Oh, by the way, 88 is widely used as a white supremacist dog whistle. In extremist
Yeah, I
context,
know.
it stands for the HH, meaning, the phrase that Schnazis would say. Wow, that's, yeah. Thank you, everyone, for pointing that out to me. What a gross fuck. All right, we got
Yeah.
Hill of Beans. They are a recent guest, so I'm just going to get just to have to remind myself. Hill of Beans, answer the standard 3 questions I usually ask. Are you at least 18? Are you a Bible believer? And what are your pronouns? They're still loading in. looks like they might not be able to load in. Everyone, make sure to tap that screen and share the live so that we can have more guests come in. And also, if you haven't already, make sure that you not only are following me and following Ashland, but also make sure that you go to my link tree in my bio and subscribe to the Bible Guy YouTube channel. You'll be able to watch all my lives on there, and pretty soon I'll even start making videos on very specific topics. I don't think Hilla Beans is going to be able to load in. Nope. All right. We're going to go to Ellie Saturnia. Ellie, I'm going to ask you the same 3 questions I ask every single one of my guests, irrespective of who they are. Question number 1, are you at least 18?
Yes, I'm 25.
Are you a Bible believer?
No.
I am
I was-
only
Oh,
taking...
I'm so sorry. I was just gonna say something about the organized religion and how it treats women, but if you only want to talk to Bible believers, that's okay.
We're only taking an opposition right now, but 100% W to Ellie for stating that what's clearly true, that organized religion has
All
systematically
of them.
oppressed women. Yeah.
I mean, I just
Yeah.
want to make one thing about how it says in Torah that a girl at age 3 is allowed to be penetrated. It says the same thing in the Quran. Christianity is the
It
same
doesn't
thing.
say that.
That's not where in the Torah is
And
that?
it's in the Talmud, I believe it says at age 3 you can penetrate that is of age.
I would be careful. Do you know where you got this information in the Talmud? Because
Yeah.
this is a point that often gets brought forward by like people who are super anti-Semitic, and they use it as a way of
No,
like trying
I'm
to.
not. I'm not. My background is actually interesting, which I'm not going to get into. But and another thing is, at the time when these Abrahamic organized religions were created, they were created by occultists, and it's there's an exoteric way of worshiping or studying or practicing, and there's an esoteric. So that's the
Yeah,
thing that people don't understand.
I would need a lot of data to support that specific thing. I think religions are harmful towards women, but there's a lot there that I'm not quite yet ready to accept. But feel free to send me the citation
I will.
for the Talmudic passage
I will.
on the messages so I can go and look at it myself.
All right. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah, and sorry, I went off on him, but I do not accept from men like him, men that are barely, they sound like they barely left their mother's house, trying to tell me that I deserve to be property. Like I have worked my butt off my entire life, and I've educated myself, and I am just done with men like that.
Yeah. We have Skyn. I think it's Skyn. Skyn, I'm going to ask you the same 3 questions I ask every single one of my guests, irrespective of who they are. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah, I am.
Question number 2, are you a Bible believer?
Yeah.
And question number 3, what are your pronouns?
They, them.
They, them? All right. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. I don't believe in the Bible. Skyn, why should I believe in the Bible?
Bro, because look, it's real. Like, you got to understand, right? It was
I've
like,
I've definitely got a Bible on my shelf. I know that Bibles are real, but why should I believe that the content of the Bible comports to reality?
because you got to think about it, bro.
I
Think
have.
about it. It
Read
was
the whole
like-
book, thought about it very thoroughly. I'm going to ask that you like take your head out of the bong that you're ripping from and give me some coherent answers.
All right. I'm giving you coherent answers. All right. So what I think is, I believe that since we have all the proofs and people witnessed like all of this stuff, right? They witnessed
No.
all this stuff since the beginning, and bro, so that's like hella proof right there.
Can you name me a witness?
I'm pretty sure you could Google it, bro. There's like hella. of them.
I'm very familiar with the Bible already. I don't think you are those kind. So what is this witness I should be looking to that confirms the Bible to be true?
Now there's like a bunch of them, bro.
Sure, you should be able to name one then, right?
Look, the thing is, I don't have to know everything off the top of my
You,
head.
you should at least know something. If you're gonna come up here and talk to me about the Bible, you should know something about the Bible.
I remember last Sunday when I went, bro. The preacher was telling me about some witnesses, and they seen they seen like Jesus do all the crazy things.
They who? Who is this? Who is this witness that you are keep referencing? It sounds like you're just telling me a
The
story.
people back in the day, bro.
What people back in the day? I'm gonna need you to take your head out of your ass for 5 seconds to answer me,
Bro, the people,
brother.
people that are around him,
dude,
obviously.
I just need you to totally answer me, dude. Like, why should I totally like believe in the Bible, dude?
Bro, because it's real.
Yeah,
You're not
you're,
understanding, bro.
Seven.
you're not real. Gee whiz, that guy had two. He was using all two of his neurons. That's crazy. All right, we got
The last
Brandon.
the last two neurons were fighting for 10th place. That is what was happening.
We got Jonathan, Brandon. Jonathan, I'm going to ask you the same three questions I ask every single one of my guests, irrespective of who they are. Question number one: are you at least 18 years old?
Yes. You hear me? Do you hear me?
Yes. And are you a
Okay, so
Bible
I'm trying-
believer?
I am. Sorry, I'm trying to
And
get
what-
my camera on. Sorry.
And what are your
Oh,
pronouns?
I don't go by that stuff. I'm a guy.
Yeah, you do.
Sorry.
You do go by pronouns. You just used one. You said I don't go by pronouns. I is a pronoun. So what are your third person pronouns?
I don't even know all this, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry, real quick. I was just trying
Do
to
you
get
go-
my camera on.
Do you go by he, him, she, her, or they, them?
He. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, I'm a guy. Yeah,
All
so
right.
he.
I'm Dalton the Bible guy, Jonathan. Why should I believe in the Bible? I don't.
Well, first off, I want to say thank you for bringing me on. I haven't been there the whole time, but I was intrigued by your name, so thank you for letting me on. And yes, I hold to the Bible. And you said, I'm sorry, what was the question one more time? Sorry.
I don't believe in the Bible. Why should I believe in the Bible?
Oh, okay. No, that's a good question. The reason why you should believe in God, the God of the Scriptures, is because
Yahweh?
you are, the God of Scriptures is because you are a image bearer. You are made in the image of God. So therefore,
What
this
do you
is
think
one of
that
the reasons
means?
why you're even. I'm sorry. What was the question? What was that?
What do you think it means to be made in the image of God? Because I guarantee you I don't interpret that the same way you do.
Gotcha. No. So biblically speaking, what it means is being made in the image of God is being able to, know what's wrong and what's right. As human
That's not
beings,
what.
we're going.
That's
to,
not knowing right from wrong doesn't make. That's not what it means to be made in the image of God. Adam and Eve were made in the image of God before they ever had the knowledge of good and evil. When the book of Genesis says that God let us make man in our image, image refers to, it's the Hebrew word is zelem. It refers to what a thing looks like. Genesis means nothing more than that mankind was made to look like the gods, and anything deeper than that, I kind of reject.
Okay. I just wanted. I'm sorry. I was still explaining. I just wanted to give. Can I expound on just a little bit more? That's
Sure.
okay. Okay. Thank you. No. So yeah, being made in the image of God is first and foremost too, because we're made in the image of God. That means that everyone is due respect. Just and like I said, and that we are able to know what's right and wrong. That we are to treat each other with respect. That we are to, to not take advantage of of people. So that's just some of what the Bible displays of being made in the image of God. And excuse me, sorry, I'm trying to get my camera. It really threw me off because I'm usually having to come on.
So
It's fine. You don't need your camera on.
yeah. So your first claim is that being made in the image of God means knowing the difference between right and wrong. That was your claim, right?
Yes, that's one of the claims. Yes,
Were Adam and Eve made in the image of God when they were created?
yes, but they fell into sin. Yes, they
Yeah.
disobeyed.
Prior to eating the knowledge of the fruit from the knowledge of good and evil, they did not know the difference between right and wrong. Yet they were still made in the image of God. So obviously, knowing the difference between right and wrong is not really a necessary condition to what it means to be made in the image of God.
Well, I would say it's an attribute. It's not the all of be all, but it is a part of.
But they lacked that attribute, and they were still made in the image of God.
at the time they did not need that attribute for the simple fact of because they were told, hey, they were told, do not disobey. Adam was told, the day you eat of the tree, you shall surely die. So
Right.
he had the knowledge of what was
Well,
wrong and what was right.
well, no, he had a command from God, but he didn't know if he was right or wrong.
I would argue that he did for the simple fact because God told him not to do it. It
What does
disobeying.
it? If you tell a 6-month-old not to do something, do they know that it's right and wrong?
I'm sorry, you said a 6-month-old?
Yeah, if you told a 6-month-old not to do something, they generally don't know the difference between right and wrong because they do not
Yes.
yet have the knowledge of good and evil. The same is true for Adam and Eve prior to eating the fruit. It says that only after they ate the fruit that their eyes were opened and they became like God, knowing good and evil.
No, they do not know in full context. Yes, I mean they don't know it in this entirety, but
They don't know it at
a child
all.
can understand. No, they do because I mean we're made
Does
in the image of God, and men we're. I'm sorry, go ahead.
where does Genesis tell us that being made in the image of God means knowing the difference between right and wrong? And where does Genesis say that they knew in part the difference between right and wrong, but they fully grasped it upon eating the fruit? Where is that in the text?
So no, there's not a specific text. What I'm getting at is because because Adam was told, okay, the day you eat of this, I'm saying not yes, he did not know in full entirety, but he knew okay, of this was a command, and if God says don't do this and do this, do such things, then okay, that would result
Wait,
in. I'm sorry, go ahead. You wanted to ask a question.
does he even know what death is? Like, when did we interview Adam and ask him
No,
if he
yeah,
knew?
he did. Yeah, he did not know what death was. No, I agree with you on that. They did not know what death was, but they knew. I mean, sorry, but Adam knew that okay, this was the tree that he was not supposed to take part of.
Uh-huh.
I
And
mean,
did he
is that
know it
fair?
would be
Yeah.
well, he knew that God told him that. Did he know it was wrong to do so? And if so, where in the text does it indicate that Adam knew it was wrong?
Yeah, it's not explicit as saying that okay, yeah, Adam knew if he ate of that
Just a
yeah,
warning
of
for
that tree.
just a warning for interacting with me. If you make a claim about something in the Bible, I'm going to require you to read chapter and verse for it. Otherwise, I'm not
No,
going to
no,
believe
that's
it.
fine. Yeah. No, I got
So-
you. No, that's fine.
So, as I've already told you, well, I think that when Genesis says that mankind was made in the image of God, this means nothing more than that they were made to look like Yahweh, and that's it. That's what generally
Well, what
the
would
Hebrew
that
word
mean?
Zalem. Well, it means that Yahweh has 2 arms and 2 legs and a head, and 2 eyes and ears and a mouth,
No.
and that humans were made to look like him. Yeah, that's what the plain meaning of the text would indicate.
No, I would disagree with that because remember it talks about that he's Yahweh is not a man that he is flesh or bone. So
He's
no,
well,
God,
not being a man doesn't mean that he doesn't have a body, because the Bible continuously
Not-
describes God as having a body.
And not during modern Christianity, but during the time of the Torah, this was common among Near East religions.
Yahweh is
Where-
repeatedly described as being bodily within the text of the scriptures.
but he has no form. But okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to get all off and because I do. Yeah, we can get off into the weeds. You said why? I do want to get back on top if that's okay. Okay, I know you're the host. If that's okay with you.
Yeah, so why should I believe the Bible is true?
Okay, no. So yeah, why you should believe that God is true? Because He commands all people. He's God, and we are in His world. And
Why should I believe that?
Is supposed because in Romans it tells us that not only that you know of God, but you are suppressing God in
So
unrighteousness.
why should I believe Romans? Why should I give a shit what Paul believes?
Because this is the word of God.
Why should I believe that Paul's words are the words of God?
Because he was inspired by the Holy Spirit to
Why-
give us what we have today.
And why should I believe that Paul was inspired by the Holy Spirit?
Because we have the text here, and this is what it's saying.
So
Well,
you're
you
saying
want me
I
to
should believe
grab-
the Bible because the Bible says so.
Well, can I say something, host? Can I? explain
Sure. I
something
mean,
real
if
quick?
it's
Okay.
related, I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
going
yeah.
to start with your assumptions. You have to prove your assumptions to me.
Well, because we both have there's no neutrality here. We both understand that. We both are bringing our preconditions to this discussion. So, but I can only appeal. Let me ask you this: something that is ultimate authority. If 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 I appeal to something other than that ultimate authority, doesn't that would that negate or cancel that ultimate authority?
I don't. You would have to demonstrate that the ultimate authority is actually ultimate and actually an authority, and actually care what it says. I only care about what is demonstrably true via evidence. So, if you're going to prove to me that the Bible is true, you're going to need to demonstrate
Yeah.
that what the Bible is true is real according to the available evidence to us. I don't make decisions based on authoritative statements from gods that may or may not exist.
Well, I think, but we have to have because here's at the end of the day, we're both going to appeal to something that's authority. Like, what are
I don't
you
appeal to
appealing to as
authorities.
authority?
I don't appeal to authority. I appeal to evidence.
Oh, so that's your authority, right?
No, I don't think you know how authority works. Authority are
No, I think
individuals who have power over you and
no.
are above you or have some sort of credential that you just turn
Right,
to
and I'm saying that's
because of the
God.
fact that they have these. Yeah, I don't have that. All I have is evidence. If you're able to demonstrate to me that the Bible is true through evidence, like if I see something in the Bible and I see some evidence that runs contrary to the Bible, that's a reason for me not to believe the Bible is not true. If the Bible says X, Y, and Z is true, but the evidence doesn't show me that, I'm not going to believe it.
So the evidence is your ultimate authority.
It's not an authority. I don't
Okay,
think you're
so is
using that word
there?
right.
Okay, we can agree to disagree on that. Is there objective truth in your system?
Truth is that which comports to reality. I think that a reality really does exist. Therefore, if something comports to reality, it is therefore true. If it doesn't comport to reality, it is not true.
So, okay, is it a reality that you exist?
Yeah.
Okay, so is there a reality that you were born, that you were
Yep.
created?
Not created, but
Okay,
born. Yes.
okay. Well, you were created in your mom's womb, so you
Well, I would say
okay,
I was.
born
I would
created.
say I would say I was formed through natural processes, namely sex.
So natural. So where are you a naturalist? Are you a? I'm just trying
Yes,
to.
I am a methodological
Gotcha. Okay.
naturalist.
Okay, got you. Okay, so do you? Because I don't want to straw man. I don't want to misrepresent. Like, so do you believe that you evolved from fish or like dirty bags of water?
I
Like, what
think,
is?
not me personally, but our species, yes,
Mhm.
our species, are the human species, and all biological organisms have evolved from prior organisms, going back to a common
Gotcha.
ancestor about 3.5 billion years ago. And the reason I believe that is
Hmm.
because we have
Hmm.
evidence that nature exists. We don't have any
Hmm.
evidence of a supernature existing. So until such a time as the supernature can be demonstrated to exist, the only viable and plausible answer for where life came from is through a naturalistic process. Supernatural
So a
is
natural.
not
Okay.
even on the table.
Hmm. Oh, you said supernatural is not even on the table.
Not until you can demonstrate that it actually exists.
Oh well. Okay. So wait. That kind of wait. So if supernatural things don't exist, then how did like everything come to being then?
No, the universe has always existed. It never like started.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say that I would agree with you in the simple fact, yes, um that God's eternal and He's created the universe, so it
No,
dates
we
back
have
to Him.
no, we have no evidence that the universe ever began. As far as we can tell, something cannot come from
I don't
nothing.
think.
There is currently something, therefore there was never nothing. The universe has always existed. We just know that matter cannot be created nor destroyed. So unless you can
Hmm.
demonstrate to me through some evidence that something can come from nothing, I'm not going to believe the universe ever had a definite beginning.
Scientifically, it shows that the Earth had a beginning. There was
The
there
Earth
was
did,
once a time where right. So if the Earth
not
did,
the
that means
universe.
the
Even
universe
even
as
if
well.
you did, hold
I'm
on.
sorry.
Even
Go
if you
ahead.
could demonstrate that all the
Hmm.
that somehow there was a God, it definitely doesn't
Hmm.
get us to the God of the Bible. So
Yeah.
I don't know what
Well, I
this conversation doesn't.
Well, no, I mean to be respectful. I'm trying to stay on topic, and what I'm trying to do is answer the question. I'm not trying to I do apologize if I've gotten off topic. It's just because you asked me, do I believe in the Bible? Yes, and I do have to. I can't appeal to any other authority as a Christian because the Word of God is the ultimate authority. That's
Well,
why I asked
yeah,
earlier.
but why should I think it's the ultimate authority? And just saying because the Bible says so is
Hmm.
completely useless to me. Because I could be Jewish, for example, and reject the New
Hmm.
Testament. Why should I believe that
Right.
Jesus is the Messiah?
Oh, you should believe Jesus is Messiah for the simple fact that because you're arguing against him. The reason why you're arguing against it,
I
though,
also I
because
also argue
hold,
against
hold
Muhammad.
on,
Should I
bro.
be Muslim?
No, absolutely not. They're all false.
Then let's be consistent. Then, if you're gonna say you can't, me arguing against Islam, it's Muhammad doesn't mean Islam is true. Me arguing against Jesus doesn't make him the Messiah. If he didn't fulfill a
But it,
single messianic
okay.
prophecy, he can't be the
Hmm.
Messiah.
But he did in Isaiah 53. It states it. But
I,
he did.
Isaiah 53 is not about the Messiah, though.
It's literally about Jesus coming.
It's
It's the
li-
Messiah.
it's literally not. Why should I think that Isaiah 53 is about the Messiah? Let's pretend that me and you are two Jewish
Hmm.
men living 100 years before the time of Jesus, and you're coming to me and you're making the claim that Isaiah 53 is about the Messiah. Why should I think that this is
Hmm.
true?
You said, why should you think it's true?
Yeah, the scenario is that you and I are both two Jewish men living a hundred
Right.
years before the time of Jesus, and you want to make the
Hmm.
argument to me that Isaiah 53 is specifically about a suffering Messiah. Why? What
Hmm.
would you say to convince me of this?
Well, okay. Can I read? Am I allowed to read something from Isaiah 53? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'm just
Okay.
know that I'm going to
Okay.
point out problems with why it can't be about Isaiah 53.
Well, obviously you are because you're hostile to the gospel. I understand it, but I'm going to
Not
read this.
hostile to
Okay.
it. No, I'm not. I'm not hostile to the gospel. I just disbelieve in it because of the fact that the gospels often misquote the Hebrew Bible. Therefore, I can't believe it.
Well, once again, the Bible is the Word of God says you're hostile to the God.
Well,
So
I
that's why I
don't
say
care.
that.
I don't. Yeah. Well, I don't care what the Bible says. So here's a
I
question before you
gotcha.
read Isaiah 53, just so we can make sure
Yeah.
that so we can make sure you're consistent. What's the difference
Okay.
between these two sentences? I
Hmm.
went to the store versus
Hmm.
will go to the store. What's the difference between these two sentences?
Said I went to the store and then I'm going to the store.
Hmm.
That was the question. The first
Yeah.
one they already went. It's past tense.
Uh-huh. And the other one's future tense, right?
And I'm
So
going
if
to
I
the store. Yes. Yeah.
yeah. So if I say something and I use past tense, it means that the thing I'm describing has already happened from my perspective and not going to happen in the future, correct?
I'm sorry. Can I ask a question real quick? Is this pertaining to God?
We'll get there in a second. This is pertaining to the author of Isaiah. So I say something and it's written in the past.
Oh.
I use past tense language. I'm referring to something that's already happened. And if I use future tense language, I'm referring to something that will happen in the future, correct?
Okay. Yeah, I follow. Yeah.
All right. So as we read Isaiah 53, let's notice what kind of tense is being used by the author.
Okay. Okay. So I am going to just read this verse, starting at verse 7. This is the NASB, if anyone's wondering. But it said, verse 7 in Isaiah 53 said, he was opposed.
Could you start
I'm
with
sorry,
verse
did you want to
4?
say something?
Could you start with verse 4?
He said, however, it was our sickness that he himself bore, and our pains that he carried. Yet we ourselves assumed that he had been afflicted, struck down by God, and humiliated. Do you want to keep going?
So just a quick question before we continue reading.
Hmm.
What
Yeah.
tenses are being used here?
He said, oh, where was it? However, it was our sickness that he bore. Yeah. Okay, so this is in future tense, right? Yeah. Is that the correct way to say
No.
it?
Our sicknesses he will bear. Our sicknesses he bore.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. I'm sorry. Yeah.
What tense is this?
Yes, past tense. Yeah.
So what should that tell me about the suffering of this person in relation to the author?
Well, God's eternal. So
Well, no,
God
God's not
doesn't live
speaking.
in
Isaiah
time.
speaking. Isaiah speaking.
Right, but no, I'm host. But who is, remember, prophets are the mouthpiece of God. So
And
this is
sometimes,
God giving Isaiah to
when
tell
God
this.
Himself is speaking, the author will say, "Thus
Excuse me.
saith the Lord." But this isn't one of those
Hmm.
cases. The prophet is describing the suffering of an individual. In fact, actually, it's not really the prophet that's speaking; it's the nations here that are speaking. The nations are
No, it's called,
describing.
yeah. It's called the
Yeah,
suffering servant. That's the pericope of this.
yeah. The suffering servant is being described as suffering. The question is, who's the speaker in this passage? The answer is actually at the end of Isaiah 52. Tells you who the speaker is.
He said Isaiah 52.
Yeah, the end of Isaiah 52 tells you who the speaker is in this passage.
Well, who is it?
It's the nations, the kings of the nations. So we get started in verse 13. Behold, this is Yahweh speaking. Behold, my servant shall prosper. He shall be exalted and lifted up, and he shall be very high. So this part is future tense. The exaltation of the servant is future tense. As many were astonished at him, not will be astonished by
Excuse
him,
me.
but were. So they've already been astonished by him. His appearance was so marred, beyond human semblance, and his form beyond that of the sons of men. So shall he startle many nations. So this servant is going to startle the nations. Kings shall shut
Okay.
their mouths because of him, like they're shocked. For that which had not been told them, they shall see, and that which they had not heard, they shall understand. So we see here that the nations are shocked about something that they did not expect. So when we get to Isaiah 53 verse 1 and we hear someone saying in the plural, who has believed what we have heard? The speaker here are the nations. They're being shocked. Who has believed what we have heard? And to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? By the way, the answer for whom the arm of the Lord has been revealed to is actually answered in Isaiah 52 verse 10. What does it say?
Sorry. You say Isaiah 50. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep. I can I
So
can I
in Isaiah 53
yeah.
verse 1, the speakers say, who has believed what we have heard? And to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? So the question is, who has the arm of the Lord been revealed to? The answer to that question is actually found in the previous chapter in Isaiah 52 verse
I hear
10.
what you're saying.
Who
I'm
does
sorry,
it say
host.
that the arm of the Lord is revealed to?
No, host. I hear what you're saying, but this isn't about. Are you trying to say this is about nations instead of?
No, the
That's what you're trying to say?
the nations are the one who are speaking about the servant.
Okay, but the servant is Jesus Christ, the Messiah.
We'll get to
That's
why
what
it's
that's what we should be.
we'll get to why it's not in a second. But
But it
for
I'm I'm sorry. You said I could read it, and then you kind of asked me to read something. I was just trying to prove my my
okay,
case
so
earlier.
yeah, what I'm getting to right now is that it is the nations who are speaking about the servant, and they are referring
I
to
hear
the
what you're saying.
and they, the speakers, are referring to the suffering of the servant as if it has already occurred in the past, not in the future. So we'll see in a second. I'll let you continue to read, starting from verse 5 all the way to verse 8, and I'll tell you why this cannot be about Jesus. Go ahead.
But it literally is because he said, by in verse 8, and by oppression and judgment he was taken away. And as for his generation, who considered that he was cut off from the living, I'm sorry, from the land of the living, I apologize, for the wrongdoings of my people to whom the blow was due. And his
You know what's
grave was
Do
a
you know
si-
what?
Hold on,
Do you
wait,
know?
can I?
Do you
I'm
know
sorry,
what's so?
host, can I?
Oh no, there's something important about this verse that you need to know. In verse 8, where at the end it says, where it says strict. You said what? How does the verse end in your verse 8 in your translation?
Oh, in NASB, it says, for the wrongdoing of my people to whom the blow was due.
So the question is to whom, who received the blow? The actual Hebrew
Jesus did.
of well, that can't be, and now here's why: is Jesus one person, or is he multiple people? You'll see why I'm asking this in a second.
He said, no, he was one person. He's fully God, fully man.
Yeah, and you would refer to Jesus with the singular word he, right, and not with the plural word they, right?
I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. I was looking at the chat. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
One more time.
Don't pay attention to this chat. When you're referring to Jesus in Hebrew, would you say that Jesus is a he, as in the singular, or would you refer to Jesus as they in the plural?
No, it's a he because we're not talking about the Trinity. We're
Right.
talking about
So
Jesus.
when we read Isaiah 53 verse 8, the last four words of the text in the original Hebrew is mi pesha ami nega lamo, which means because of the transgressions of my people, they were stricken or they were afflicted. The servant is referred to as a they in the plural, not one person, but many people. It uses the Hebrew word lamo. Lamo means them, not him.
In verse 9, remember,
Oh,
remember in the. I'm sorry. No.
are you
I
going
guess
to address what I just said?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay on top of it because this is.
This is on topic
we,
because you've just read to me
we're
verse
going to have to
8.
agree to
On,
disagree.
no,
Well,
no, no, no.
what
We're
I'm
oh, no,
saying
no, no,
is
no, 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 no. We're not going to disagree. Agree to disagree. Lamo
we
does
had to.
not mean no. We don't. Lamo does not mean him. If the text wanted to say him, it used the Hebrew word lo, which does mean to him, but it doesn't use the word lo. It uses the word lamo, which means
Okay.
them.
I would have to look that up. Me personally, I'm studying Greek. I'm not studying Hebrew right now, so yeah, I'm not sure on that. I do have to look that up. I do want to say though, verse 9 though, because remember, in verse 9 it said, "And his grave was assigned with wicked men, yet he was with the rich man in his death." Remember
Hmm.
his remember Jesus' tomb. Remember
Okay.
it was.
Do you want to know who the
So
servant
this is
actually
speaking about
is?
Jesus.
No.
I know
The
what the servant
servant.
is. I
Do
know
you
the
know?
servant. You don't have to tell me.
Do you know that this is not the first time in Isaiah that the servant is referenced?
Yeah, yes, yeah, I read the Bible. Yes.
So if I read Isaiah chapter 40 through 52, who is Isaiah going to tell me the servant is? Because he
You
does
said in
tell
Isaiah
us
52. I'm sorry.
every chapter from Isaiah 40 all the way to 52, the prophet tells us
Excuse
explicitly,
me.
without ambiguity, who the servant is.
Ooh, this dirty atheist knows the answer to this question.
Well, I'm going to have our
Well,
guest here actually read the passages, so that he can know for himself who the servant is.
no, but host, host. Hold
No,
on,
this
hold
is
on.
important. No, this is important, Jonathan,
No, it is.
because
No, I agree, host. This is important, but I feel like the issue you asked me, and then I asked, can I read some verses, and then you tell me a verse to read. Like I
yeah,
wasn't
but the
able to
problem is
actually
with
formulate
Jonathan,
my argument.
without
Hmm.
context, it doesn't matter because
I agree.
you're going to end up reading all these verses, and then I'm just going to say the same thing, Jonathan. You reading these verses isn't going to change the way what I'm going to say to you, in the next
What does
point.
waffling mean? I'm sorry. What does waffling mean? Someone said I was waffling. What's
Waffling.
that
It's
mean?
not ignore. You're not
Oh,
talking to them. You're talking to me. Ignore them.
I'm sorry.
Now,
It's just
who does Isaiah repeatedly tell us the servant is?
in what in Isaiah 50. What I need to go back. What
Isaiah
Isaiah
here.
50?
Start with Isaiah 41 verses 8 through 9.
Okay, you said Isaiah 41. Hold on. Let me go there. I'm using my physical copy, so it's taking a second. Excuse me. Okay, you said Isaiah 51.
41. Isaiah 41
41.
verses 8 through 9.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 8 through 9. Okay, it said, "But you, Israel, my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, descendant of Abraham, my friend, you whom I have taken from the ends of the earth and called from its remote parts, and said to you, you are my servant. I have chosen you and have not rejected you." Okay, yeah.
So who is the servant in this section of Isaiah?
In this section of Isaiah, it's talking about Jacob.
All right. Now let's go to Isaiah 44 verses 1 through 2.
Okay, you said Isaiah 44. Okay, I'm there. You said, I'm sorry, Isaiah 44, what verse again?
Verses 1 through 2.
Okay. Sorry for the long pause. My page got stuck. Okay, he said verse 2. Okay, it said, and said, this is what the Lord. I'm sorry, did you
Verses
say
1
verse 2?
verses 1
Oh,
through
verses
2.
1 through 2.
44
My bad,
verse
I'm
1 through
sorry.
2.
Gotcha. Okay. Said, but now listen, Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. This is what the Lord says: He who made you and formed you from the womb, whom who will help you. Do not fear Jacob, my servant. And I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that word. I struggle with Hebrew names.
It's fine.
Jeshurun?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeshurun. So we
Okay.
need, now we're only got 3 more verses to read. Read Isaiah 45 verse 4.
Okay, Isaiah 45 verse 4, correct? Okay. Said, for the sake of Jacob, my servant, and Israel, my chosen one, I have also called you by your name. I have given you a title of honor, though you have not known me. Oh yeah, and then okay, this is so good.
So Isaiah 48 verse 20.
Okay, Isaiah 48. Isaiah 48 verse 20 says, go out from Babylon, flee from the Chaldeans, declare with the sound of joyful shouting, proclaim this, send it out to the end of the earth, says the Lord, has redeemed his servant Jacob. Yeah.
And then one final verse, Isaiah 49 verse 3.
Okay. Isaiah 49 verse 3. Okay. And he said to me, you are my servant Israel, in whom I will show my glory. Yeah, sorry. I was about to go to verse 4.
So what I'm seeing here is in Isaiah 41, Isaiah 44, Isaiah 45, Isaiah 48, and Isaiah 49. The servant is repeatedly, time and time again, explicitly referred to as being referring to Israel. So, by the way, in the ancient copies of Isaiah, there are no chapter divisions. It's one continuous text. Isaiah assumes, if you've reached Isaiah 53, that you've read all these previous chapters. So when I get to Isaiah 52, verse 13, and it says, behold, my servant shall prosper, who should I assume that the servant is? Let's see if you're honest.
I'm sorry, sir. A text came through my phone. One more time. Sorry. I apologize.
So after reading all of this in Isaiah, I get to Isaiah 52 verse 13, and it says, behold, my servant shall prosper. If I'm being honest with the context of Isaiah, who should I assume that the servant is?
If one is, I can see how one can come to a conclusion that it's talking about Jacob or Isaiah. I can see that because it's talking about Jacob or Israel. However, the issue with that is, one, when it's talking in Isaiah 53, when it's pertaining to the reason why we can know that, for one, that it's talking about Jesus is because of the things that took place during Jesus' life, ministry, and his death, burial, resurrection.
You know that everything written in Isaiah 53 also applies to the nation of Israel, right?
No, they weren't resurrected.
Well, no, it's not a literal resurrection. Have you read the book of Ezekiel?
Yes.
Have you read the story of the Valley of Dry Bones?
Yes, it's a good story. Yes.
Yeah. What is the lesson to be learned from the Valley of Dry Bones?
Oh, that God is sovereign and He can raise up whomever He chooses to raise up.
So the Valley of Dry Bones incident was a parable. It was a vision given to Ezekiel. And what does it symbolize? It's something very specific.
From what I remember, it's showing, like I said earlier, that it's showing God's sovereignty.
It's about something very specific. Ezekiel is brought to a valley where there's all these dry bones, and he's commanded to tell the bones to come back to life. And the bones grow sinews; they get put back together. Their whole corpses are formed. And God says to Ezekiel, in Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 11, "Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say our bones are dried up, and our hope is lost. We are indeed cut off." Cut off from what? From the land of the living. It's meant to symbolize the fact that the children of Israel were sent into exile and the nation was dead. But when God called them back from the exile, it's as if He brought them back from the land of the dead and brought them to the land of the living. That's what Isaiah 53 is referring to.
I believe it had multiple concepts, but okay. Can I share one thing though? Because I know I'm taking up a lot of time. Am I okay? Can I? Can I?
Sure, but you know that you've given me no good reason to think this is about Jesus yet. Especially all the evidence, all the data seem to point towards this referring to the nation of Israel and not to a Messiah.
Oh, can you? Okay, so maybe this will help. Then why does Jesus quote that and says it was about him in the New Testament?
Well, the author, well, Jesus never quotes Isaiah 53. He quotes Psalm 22. The author of Matthew quotes Isaiah 53 in Matthew chapter 8 and says that this was a fulfillment by Jesus. But just because the author of Matthew says that doesn't mean it's true. I'm of the position that the authors in the New Testament, the authors of the New Testament consistently molest the Hebrew Bible and take it out of context.
Okay, so but Jesus said this. He said Isaiah. In Matthew he did.
He quotes Isaiah. He quotes Psalm 22 on the cross. My God, why have you forsaken me?
No.
He doesn't. He doesn't quote Isaiah.
Can I share it with you? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Can I share it with you?
Yeah, where does Jesus quote from Isaiah 53 on the cross?
No, not on the cross. When he was talking, he said in Matthew 22. In Matthew 22, he did. Isaiah, he referenced it to him.
Verse.
By
the way, even if Jesus said this, I would just say Jesus was misquoting the text. But where does he say it?
Come on now.
Jesus. No, this wouldn't be the first time. Okay, dude,
That's not fair.
Yes, it is fair. I treat Jesus the same way I treat Jonathan. I treat Jesus the same way I would treat you. If you quote to me a Bible passage out of context, I'm going to call you out for it. And if Jesus quotes a Bible passage out of context,
he can't misquote himself, though.
he can. He's not quoting himself.
His own words?
He's not. It's not his own words. Jesus wasn't God.
Verse 37.
Jesus wasn't God, nor the Son of God, nor the Messiah. He was just a rabbi who got killed. And even if he really did say this, then that just makes me think that Jesus wasn't the Messiah because he misquoted the Hebrew Bible.
So I can basically whatever I provide, right? Whatever I provide, host, you're going to, because it does not align with your system, you're going to reject it. Like,
well, because when we go back and we actually read what Isaiah wrote, Jesus misquoted it. It's that simple.
Verse 37 in verse. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Miss. Sorry. Go ahead.
You can't just assert that this thing is true and for us to believe you. Like we're providing an argument against why we don't believe those things. You're going to have to provide an argument to say why what we believe is wrong. You can't just claim that Jesus is God and therefore he can't misquote him.
I got you. No, I'm sorry. I didn't catch your name. Is it Ashley? Is it Ashley?
Ashland.
Yeah, thank you for
Ashland. Okay. Yeah, no, because I want to, I apologize if I've come off rude or, I do appreciate this discussion. So no, Ashland, I agree. Like if I'm saying something, just like you guys are saying something, because I do want to be consistent. Also, too, I'm aware of people watching, and I want this to be edifying to maybe possibly Christians that's in here, and also too, I want you guys to possibly think about some things. So with that said, the same goes for you all too. Just because you're saying something doesn't exist, or just because you disagree with it, that doesn't make it valid as well. So with that said,
the problem, Jonathan, we've already read Isaiah 53. We looked at the context, and your only rebuttal for why Isaiah 53 could be about Jesus is because the New Testament says so. Why should I care? Jesus doesn't quote Isaiah 53.
Okay, in Luke,
and even if Jesus did say it, why should I believe what he believes?
Because Jesus is God. He came into his...
Why should I believe... no. If you make a claim, I'm going to hold you to it. You said I should believe what Jesus says because he's God. Why should I believe Jesus is God? Why should I believe Jesus is God?
Because he's your creator.
Well, no, that's not an answer. That's a claim.
That is.
I don't, Jonathan, I'm not asking you what you believe. I'm asking you why you believe it. When you say to me, I should believe Jesus because he's God, and I ask you, why should I believe Jesus is God? Saying to me, because he's your creator, is not a valid response.
I agree to disagree, but can I read this verse?
We're no agreeing to disagreeing. That's not a valid answer. That doesn't tell me why I should think Jesus is God. That just tells me what you believe about how it was created.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna try not to do that going forward. Can I read this verse?
Why should I believe Jesus is God?
So in Luke chapter 2, this is a great question. In Luke chapter 22, okay, here we go, verse 37. He says, here, for I tell you that this scripture must be fulfilled in me, and he was numbered with the transgressors. For what is written about me has a fulfillment. This
This doesn't tell this doesn't tell okay, this doesn't tell me why I should believe. Yeah, I would say that he's wrong then. He's misquoting Isaiah 53.
Gotcha. Okay.
Why should I think that his interpretation matters? And you're going to say because he's God, and I'm going to ask you, why do you believe he's
That's
God?
not what I was going to say. That's not what I was going to say.
Okay, why should I give a fuck what Jesus believes about Isaiah 53 when I can read it for myself and see that he's wrong?
Because Jesus literally quoted it, and you were saying
I know that he quoted it. My question is, why should I agree with his interpretation?
Whatever I say, host, you're just not going to agree with me, and I understand that.
I mean, if you don't bring me good evidence or reasons to believe, then yeah, I'm not going to believe you.
Well, you're not going. It's not really about me, honestly. At the end of the day, you're not.
It's about your
believing
arguments.
What God is providing.
You're not able to
not
demonstrate that
believing
God
what
is. You're not able to demonstrate that God has provided me anything. Your problem, Jonathan, is you're not able to step out of your own shoes for 5 seconds and realize that other people think differently than you. All you're capable of doing is looking at the world through your very, very specific worldview, and you're not capable of understanding that your worldview, I don't believe it, and you need to justify it to me.
Oh, got you. Well, you're doing the same thing. And I'm not wearing.
Mine's the default position. Right now. Mine's the default position.
We both have our pre-commitments. Would you agree?
My pre-commitment is that I believe in things which are demonstrated to be true, and you have not yet demonstrated that what you believe is true.
I'm sorry. It's Coke Zero. I'm choking. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Listen, I don't think you're quite capable of having this conversation, so I think it's time that we move on.
You. Well, I do want. I'm sorry. Because I will leave. I do thank you, sir, and Ashlyn. Thank you guys for letting me on. I think it's been a really good conversation. I didn't mean to make you upset. If I did, I apologize. But I'm going to go back and look at some things, and also too, host, could you, if you get some time, just read Romans 3 again.
I've read it a tons of times. I've read Paul's works most in all the Bible.
You're
Gotcha.
nice enough dude, Jonathan. Your arguments fail to demonstrate that Jesus fulfilled any messianic prophecy. But have a nice day.
Okay, well, you guys have a great day. Thank you.
All right. Let's
Dalton,
see. Yes.
Leviosa. I quoted Hermione, and Hermione. Now is that how?
It's Leviosa, not Leviosar.
Oh, okay. So you're Hermione.
Oh yeah, I am.
Quoting people makes you who you are. Okay, cool.
All right, we have Shad 9. Shad, I'm going to ask you the same 3 questions I ask all my guests, irrespective of who they are. Question number 1: are you at least 18 years old? Hello?
Hello.
You sound very muffled. Chad, are you there? God, are you there? It's me, Annie. Anyways, I don't think Chad's mic's working. Anyways, we'll go on to Boat. Is Boat going to be able to come up? Where did all the people go? Let's see. Well, we don't have any guests right now, so let's
Yes,
take a
we
look.
do.
I don't see anybody.
We have 6.
Oh, I see. Oh, I was looking at that completely wrong. I thought those were people asking me
I
to
was going
invite
to say,
people.
what?
All right, I'll bring up Reverend Ohin Kenna. Reverend. All right. Reverend, I'm going to ask you the same 3 questions I ask every single one of my guests, irrespective of who they are. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
Question number 2, and this is going to be obvious, but are you a Bible believer?
Yep.
And question number 3, what are your pronouns?
I'm a man.
Okay, but what are your pronouns?
He, him.
There you go. I'm Dalton the Bible guy. I don't believe in the Bible. Reverend, why should I believe in the Bible?
Well, may I ask you, why don't you believe in the Bible?
Yeah, because it has scientific and historical errors and contains contradictions and unfulfilled prophecies.
Scientific errors and has unfulfilled prophecies.
Yes.
So then you acknowledge that there are prophecies in the Bible that has been fulfilled.
No, there are no fulfilled prophecies in the Bible.
Interesting. Can you... All right.
At least none that are legitimately actually prophecies.
So what do you make of Isaiah prophesying Jesus' birth by a virgin?
He doesn't. Are you talking about Isaiah chapter 7?
We can turn our Bibles to that if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
What do you mean by
I've got
he doesn't? What's your
Yeah,
proof?
I'll read Isaiah chapter 7 verse 14. We'll see if this has anything to do with a virgin birth. It says, "Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, a young woman is pregnant and shall bear a son and shall call his name Emmanuel." Where does it prophesy a virgin birth here?
Okay. So Isaiah chapter 7, right?
Yeah, 7 verse
The
14.
Lord,
It says, "Lakin yiten Adonai hu lakem hu hineha al mahara v'yoledet ben v'kirat shemo Emmanuel." Therefore, the Lord himself will give to you a sign. Behold, the young woman is pregnant, and she shall give birth to a son, and she will call his name Emmanuel.
so the verse that you just read, okay, what verse did you read? What version did you read?
I'm reading the original Hebrew.
Okay. Well, my version that I'm reading, which is the Amplified version or the King James version, is telling us that,
Yeah.
right, a young woman who is unmarried and a virgin shall conceive
Ooh,
and bear a son.
but it doesn't say
All
that
right.
in the Hebrew. So the
Yeah,
Hebrew word for
that's what
the,
actually
the Hebrew
says. Because when
the
you read,
the Hebrew word for virgin is betulah. The word betulah does not occur in Isaiah 7:14. It just says an alma, and alma only tells you 2 things about the person being spoken about. It tells you that
right?
she's young and that she's a woman. It doesn't tell you whether or not she's married or unmarried. It doesn't tell you if she's virgin or not a virgin.
So she's young. Now, looking at that tradition, all right, looking at coming from that retrospect, a young woman, right? A young woman is known for her chastity at that
Not if she's
moment.
not if she's married. An alma
No,
can be
she's not married.
married.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what was the age? What was the age criteria for a young woman to be married?
Well, in the ancient world, as soon as they hit puberty,
Okay,
an alma describes someone who's already gone through puberty. If you wanted to talk about a prepubescent girl, you would use the Hebrew word na'ara, not alma.
so your stance is that that young woman was not married. So what do you
That
make of
she
the
is
book
that
of
she is
Luke?
married. The woman
That she
here
is
in Isaiah
married.
7:14
Okay,
is married. Not only that, but the text doesn't say that the young woman shall conceive, which would be the Hebrew word tahare, which would be future tense. But it says ha'alma hara. The young woman is pregnant, as in when Isaiah gave this prophecy, he's speaking of a very specific young woman who was already pregnant when he gave this prophecy.
so then what do you make of the book of Luke,
The book
chapter
of
1?
Luke, yeah, the book of Luke is misinterpreting what the Hebrew Bible says. I don't think Mary
Okay,
was
what
actually a
does it say?
virgin.
You don't think Mary was actually a virgin?
No, of course not. I don't believe in
What do you
magic.
make her out to be then?
She was probably married to Joseph. They probably had a son, and his name was Jesus through normal sexual union. And the
But
stories
do
that
you
we have
know?
about Jesus come about decades after the fact.
Do you know that Mary was actually engaged to be married to Joseph when she was pregnant?
According to the Gospels. But again, I don't believe that the Gospels are true histories. I think they're myths about Jesus.
There are myths about Jesus.
Yeah. Mostly
Okay.
because Luke and Matthew really can't even agree on the nativity story, so I have no reason to believe in the
Well,
nativity stories.
you have to understand that Luke is coming from a point of view. Matthew is also coming from a point of view. These are all different people that are giving an account of what Jesus
Reverend,
did.
Reverend, if I have to, let's say someone's writing a biography about the Bible guy, and in one biography they say that Dalton, the Bible guy, was born in 1996 under Bill Clinton, and another person says that the Bible guy was born in 2006 under George W. Bush. Is that really a matter of perspective, or is that just factually wrong?
You see, one of the things you don't understand about the Bible is, you see,
I
John, the
I don't
apostle.
think I don't think you're answering my question. Could you answer my question?
I'm answering your question by
Yeah,
saying this. The,
answer the question I just asked you. Is it a matter of perspective if someone claims that I was born in 1996 versus 2006, or are one of these people wrong?
there has to be an error somewhere with what you're saying, right?
Now,
But what
yeah,
I'm
so
saying is this. What I'm saying is this. When you read the book of John, right, it is given an account with respect to the divine nature of God. So in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God, right?
incorrect.
Now, when you
No,
read the book
I
of
actually,
Matthew,
well, Reverend,
now,
Reverend, Reverend, Reverend. No, I disagree. That's not the proper translation of John 1:1. If we read the original Greek,
what is the translation of John 1:1 when you read the Greek?
sure. In the original Greek of John 1:1 is in arche in hologos, kai hologos in pros ton theon, kai theos in hologos, which would be better translated as in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the God. Ton theon, it uses the definite article. Kai theos in hologos, and divine was the Word. The second instance of theos in John 1:1 in the third article lacks the definite article, turning the word theos from a noun to an adjective. It's used to describe the quality of the logos, not the identity of the logos. It's not saying that the logos, the Word, is God. It's saying that he is divine or godlike.
Okay, so if he is divine or godlike, divine is describing the nature of this word that we're talking about, right? And so if it's defining the nature of this this word that we're talking about, or like God, then directly or indirectly is telling us that because the nature of the word is God, then it's God.
No, no, no.
That's as
It's
simple as that.
divine. The nature of the word is that it's divine, which means that Jesus was divine, but so are the angels. Are you aware of like pre-Christian Jewish understanding of what the logos is?
You said, so are the angels.
Yeah, angels are divine as well, especially the
Explain.
archangels. They are
Explain.
they are divine beings. Even in the Psalms, if you read the Septuagint, which is the Greek translation of the Psalms, where the Hebrew call refers to in Psalm 8 as, yet you have made man a little lower than Elohim, which means gods. The Septuagint translates that as, you have made him a little bit lower than the angelos, the angels. The angels are being pictured here as being divine beings. Within Second Temple Judaism, angels were seen as divine beings, as being godlike. In fact, there was one angel that the Jewish people believed in called the Logos, who was the highest of all the angels. In fact, this angel was called the icon theon, the image of God. But no one believed that that angel was actually God, just that it was godlike.
Interesting. Now let's read on this John, right? The same
Why are we in John, by
was
the way?
in the beginning.
Wait. Why are we in John, by the way? Because we were,
No,
I gotta stop letting the guest derail me. We were talking about Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14,
right.
and
we
we
were
need to,
talking
and we
about
and we need to stay there. You made the claim originally, and I'm bringing us back in because we've gone off on too many rabbit trails. You made the claim that Jesus was prophesied as having a virgin birth in the book of the prophet Isaiah.
That's
when
right.
when I read Isaiah, there is no reference to a virgin giving birth. What there is a reference to is a young woman who is present tense pregnant. Have you read any of Isaiah chapter 7 verses 1 through 13? Do you know what this
Oh yeah, I have.
passage is in about? What is
I
this
know
passage
exactly
about?
what I know exactly what the passage is about.
What is this passage about?
Passage is about. But
Give us a
see,
summary.
the point that we're trying to
No,
make
no, no.
here,
Give us a
right?
summary.
You said
No, no, no,
you
no,
said
Reverend.
you
Give us a
got-
summary.
So
Reverend,
so basically, you
I'm,
already
I'm,
concluded.
I'm going to hold your feet to the fire, and you're going to answer this question. Give us a summary of what Isaiah chapter 7 verses 1 through 13 are about. You can unmute yourself now. You're muted. You need to unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes. What is Isaiah chapter 7 verses 1 through 13
What
about?
I'm
Give us a
saying
summary.
is this.
No, 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 no,
See,
no. What you're about to say is the summary for Isaiah chapter 7 verses 1 through 13 and nothing else.
and I'm telling you this.
No.
That Isaiah chapter 7, right,
Okay.
through 1 through to 14 is talking about how God is going to give, right, Ahaz a sign,
Okay.
right? Okay. And the sign that he's supposed to give him is what? Is a virgin
No.
conceiving.
No.
You understand? And his
No.
name shall be called Emmanuel.
Reverend, the word Betula, which is the Hebrew word for virgin,
Betula, listen,
is not
Betula,
used in Isaiah 7:14.
right. What word was used in Isaiah for 7:14?
Alma.
The same word Alma refers to a young woman.
Yes.
You
That's
understand?
it.
Okay.
And that's
Now,
and all it tells you about her are two things. One,
no, listen.
that she's
A
young,
young woman,
and two,
a young
that she's a woman. But it doesn't
yeah,
tell
a
you whether
young
or not
woman of a
it doesn't
marriageable
it,
age.
it doesn't
Okay.
tell you whether it Reverend, it does not tell you whether or not she was married or unmarried, and it doesn't tell you whether she was a virgin or not a virgin. But what's important to know is not the word alma, Reverend. It's the word that comes right after it. It's the word hara. Hara means the woman is pregnant, not she shall become pregnant. Is that the young woman is pregnant? Is, what does that mean? Is.
Okay, and in your interpretation, because it's like we're dancing around. In your interpretation, when was this word specifically filled with the name Emmanuel being given to
Em-
this child?
During the days of Isaiah and Ahaz, because
No.
Emmanuel is the one of the three names of Isaiah's three kids. Isaiah had three kids. Their names were Shear Yashuv, Emmanuel, and Mahar Shalal Hashbaz. Do you know how we know this?
How do you know this?
Because of Isaiah chapter 8 tells us that Isaiah has children whose names are signs. In fact, we see in Isaiah chapter 8 that he has yet another child, and the same exact language used in Isaiah chapter 7 is used for this future child. It says, and I, Isaiah, went to the prophetess, this is Isaiah 1:3, and she conceived and bore a son. Then Yahweh said to me, call his name Mahar Shalal Hashbaz, for before the child knows how to cry, my father or my mother, the wealth of Damascus and the spoil of Samaria will be carried away before the king of Israel. This is the same exact language that's used of this other child in Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14. Therefore the Lord will give you a sign. Behold, a young woman is pregnant and shall bear a son, and she shall call his name Emmanuel. He shall eat curds and honey when he knows how to refuse the evil and choose the good. For before the child knows how to refuse evil and choose the good, the land before whose two kings you are to be dread will be deserted. The same exact language is used for this child Emmanuel as is used for the child Maher-shalal Hashbaz, because they're both Isaiah's kids.
Do you know Isaiah chapter 53 also prophesies about Jesus?
It doesn't.
Okay.
So just to be before we read Isaiah 53,
what do you mean
because
by
Isaiah,
it doesn't?
because Isaiah 53 is actually about the righteous remnant of Israel suffering during the Babylonian exile and their future exaltation at the hands of God.
Don't let him pivot, Dalton.
No, we're
I'm
not
not
going to pivot.
pivoting.
Yeah, we're not going to
I'm not
pivot. Not going to
pivoting.
go, we're not going to Isaiah 50. We're not going to
I'm
Isaiah
not
53.
pivoting.
Yeah,
But
we're
what
not
I'm
going to.
saying
We're,
is-
no. We're not going to Isaiah 53. We're staying on point. What if I tell you someone? What's the difference between these two sentences, Reverend? What is the difference between me saying the woman is pregnant versus the woman shall become pregnant? What's the difference between these two sentences?
The woman is pregnant. The woman shall be pregnant. Now, what your translation that you're reading?
No.
woman is
I'm not
pregnant.
asking.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no, no,
asking
no.
about. I'm not asking
Your
you about my translation.
translation-
I'm not reading a translation.
If
I
you're
need-
going
I-
to let me
No.
talk,
You are going to tell me the differences between these two sentences. We're not talking about my translation because one, I'm not reading from a translation, Reverend. I'm reading from the original text. All
and
I'm asking you
telling
is what is the
this. Okay,
difference?
so your text that you're
What is
reading.
what is the difference between the two first sentences? A young woman is pregnant versus a young woman shall become pregnant. What is the difference between these two sentences? And then we can talk about the text I'm reading.
Whoever is muting me, if you can
It's
stop
me.
muting me.
No,
Okay.
I won't
All
stop
right.
muting you.
So, do you want to have a conversation, or
Yes,
you just want? To
I want
make
you to
sure that
answer.
the
I
point
want you
is
to
your
answer
point?
I want you to answer my questions. We can talk about the text that I'm reading from as soon as you answer this question about the difference between these two
I am
sentences.
answering your question.
No, you're not. You're avoiding my question. So I will ask the question one more time, and if you do not answer, we'll move on to someone else who actually wants to answer questions. So the question is, what is the difference between these two sentences? The young woman is pregnant versus the young woman shall become pregnant. What is the difference?
Are you ready for me to talk now?
As long as you answer that question. If
I
you don't
am
answer that
answering
question,
your
I'm going to drop
question.
you.
No, I am answering your question based on your text. That's why I'm answering
No.
the question.
You will answer the question I just posed to you, or none at all.
Listen,
that is my
you're not
final
gonna be
warning.
aggressive with me if you want to have a conversation.
I don't want to have a conversation with you. If you're not willing to answer my questions, then I don't want to talk to you. It's as simple as that. I would have loved to have that conversation, but sadly, you don't want to answer my questions. I don't talk to people who don't answer my questions. All right, we're going to bring up JP. JP, I have the same three questions I'm going to ask you that I ask every single one of my guests, irrespective of who they are. Question number one, are you at least 18?
I'm 18. I am a Christian. I am a male that goes by he.
Okay, look at that. It's record time. I'm Dalton the Bible guy, JP. I don't believe in the Bible. JP, why should I believe in the Bible?
Well, you said earlier that you don't believe any prophecies of the Bible have been fulfilled, right?
Correct. None that are actual legitimate prophecies.
All right. So then how do you explain Ezekiel chapter 44,
Ezekiel chapter 44.
verse 1 through 3?
Let's see. Ezekiel. Let's pull it up real quick. Ezekiel 44. Then he brought me back to the... This is about the temple, which hasn't been built yet.
It don't matter. There's the gate
No,
is
no.
still there.
No. This whole passage of Ezekiel, starting from chapter 40 onwards, is Yahweh giving us a description of the third temple, which has not been built yet. It doesn't matter if the gate is still there. None of the other structures are there. This are not a fulfilled prophecy.
The gate is there.
Doesn't
If you
matter if
want
the
to pull
gate's
up,
there. Is the rest of the building there?
and this ain't the building. The building is the building. This is the outward gate.
No.
The outward gate is
What is
there.
what is the whole context of Ezekiel chapter 40 through 45?
That a temple will be built, not the
Yeah.
gates.
Well, no. This is talking about the gates that exist within a built temple, correct?
But the gates are there. All
It
the
doesn't
gates
matter
are
because
currently there.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the temple's not there.
But so therefore, even though this gate is there and it is fulfilled, you won't believe
It's not
it.
fulfilled. It's not fulfilled
Okay.
because there's no temple.
Okay. Well then, all right. Well then,
this
explain.
This is happening at a time when the temple is rebuilt. That's the situation for when this event mentioned in Ezekiel 44 takes place. And so unless the temple is being built, it doesn't matter how many people walk through a gate. It's not the fulfillment of this passage.
Okay. Well, that gate's closed just like it was fulfilled. But either way, all right. What about Ezekiel 37, 10 through 14? The valley of the dry bones. You were just talking about it.
Yeah, what about it?
All right. Let's read 10 through 14.
Sure. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and breathed and came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet as an exceedingly great host. Actually, Ashlyn, can you read this for me real quick while I look at something?
Yeah, verse 11. He says, Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are of the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, Our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts. Verse 12, Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, of my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. And you shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves, O my people, and have brought you up out of your graves. Verse 14, And I shall put my spirit in you, and you shall live, and shall place you in your own land. Then shall you know that I, the Lord, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord.
Yeah, you know that the entirety of the nation of Israel has not actually been returned, right?
But they
That
have
this is
been
a-
returned. Is there
No,
a
no,
nation
they
of
haven't.
Israel?
No,
Oh,
no. So are you aware of? No. JP, are you aware of the divide between Judah and Israel?
Oh, yeah, I sure am. The divided kingdoms.
Yes, and have the 10 tribes returned to the land of Israel?
Probably at this point.
They
No,
haven't.
There are more Jewish people living outside of Israel than inside of Israel at this current moment.
But the point is the nation of Israel that was destroyed by the Roman Empire in AD 70
No, this isn't about
reestablished and rebirthed.
This isn't
in
about
1948.
No, this is about the Israelites who were carried into the Babylonian exile and the Assyrian exile,
Oh,
which
no, it's
only
not.
which only the people of Judah have returned from exile. The people
Oh,
of
no, it's not.
Ephraim, yes, it has. The word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, take a stick and write on it for Judah and the children of Israel associated with him. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and all the house of Israel associated with him, and join them together into one stick, that they might become one in your hand. This is referring to the ingathering of the people of Judah and the people of Ephraim being all brought back together into the Holy Land. This has not happened yet.
So Israel is not a nation. That's what you're trying to tell me.
Well, first and foremost, the state of Israel that exists today is not the monarchy of Israel prophesied in the Hebrew
Oh,
Bible.
wow.
And secondly,
Oh, wow.
the people that you refer to as the Jewish people are those from the house of Judah. They're not part of the 10 lost tribes of Israel.
Oh my goodness. So you're just proving everything that I thought right here.
You're
When
proving you're proving everything
when,
that I thought right here.
when the proof is there, you refuse to accept
Because
it. And so that's
JP,
okay. That's okay.
it's not my fault that you're ignorant of history and of the Bible.
Oh,
That's
I
your
know,
problem, not mine.
1948.
1948 has nothing to do. JP, the 10 lost tribes are still lost. Ask any Jewish rabbi, have the 10 tribes of Ephraim been returned to the Holy Land? They'll tell you no. You can unmute yourself now.
I'll give you one more. Let's see what you can do with this one.
No. JP,
Okay.
I need you to respond to what I just said. Why are
Okay.
people not responding to what I'm saying today? Ask any rabbi whether or not the 10 tribes have been returned to the Holy Land, and what are they going to tell you?
I don't know.
They'll tell you no, it hasn't. In fact, in Jewish prayer books, today, Jewish people are continuously praying for the ingathering, the exile still, because it hasn't happened yet.
So right now, while they're putting all the pieces together to build the third temple, well, they've already tried to get the red heifers, and they blew the shofar in 1967 after Six-Day War when they reclaimed
Shofar,
Jerusalem.
a chauffeur is someone who takes you to your car.
Anyway, shofar. I'm sorry. All those things are not significant to the people of Israel being back in their land.
No,
is what
not
you're
unless you.
telling me.
No, because the prophecy that you've stated, which is the ingathering of all the people of Judah and all the people of Ephraim, has not occurred yet. Which is why the
Okay.
Jewish people still pray for it to happen.
Okay, well, let me give you one more, and then I'll let you another get. What about Revelation chapter 11, verse 7 through 11? Revelation 11, 7 through 11.
The two witnesses.
Yes.
Yeah, has that happened yet? I don't remember seeing
Okay,
anyone.
hold on.
I
I'm not
don't
talking
remember.
about-
I don't
Hold on.
remember seeing any prophets in the street.
I'm not talking about
spewing
witnesses.
forth fire.
I'm not talking about witnesses right here. I want you to explain this. It says in verse 8, their dead bodies shall line the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt,
Where
where
the Lord was
also our
crucified.
Lord was crucified. Verse 9,
Yep.
here's the key. And they of the people and the kindreds and the tongues and the nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall suffer not their dead bodies to be put in the graves. How? And then verse 10, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice.
Quick question.
over
Quick question to my audience: has anyone seen any two dead prophets on TV
All right,
come
are
back to
you ready?
life, breathing fire? I haven't
are
seen
you
that
ready?
happen yet.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah,
When
go
in
ahead.
the
Blow my
history
mind.
of the world, how does an old man on the Isle of Patmos, and when in the history of the world have we possessed that technology? And the answer is never until right now. How
Yeah,
does
and also-
John know that?
JP, is this a prophecy that's been fulfilled?
Yes, the fact
No,
that we possess
JP.
that technology.
No, JP. When
That
were
technology.
these? No, JP. You're
Okay.
focusing on the wrong part of this prophecy.
Ah.
When have two men been killed before the presence of all the world, and all the
Not
world
yet.
watched
You're right.
them?
That
It's
part has not-
unfulfilled.
That part has not happened, but it could happen right now. And
Okay,
now we
well,
possess
until it
the
does happen,
technology,
JP,
but we
until it-
possess the
JP,
technology. That's the key right here.
Until
I'm not
well, it
worried
doesn't
about the
matter.
two men.
It doesn't. No,
I'm
it
talking about
doesn't.
the
No,
technology.
it doesn't. It doesn't matter until this comes to pass. This is unfulfilled prophecy, and it's 100% completely irrelevant whether or not John had a very vivid imagination. Well, I asked you for a fulfilled prophecy, and then you give me a passage which hasn't been fulfilled yet. Do you realize how stupid that looks? You can unmute yourself.
Come on. Of technology that is 100% fulfilled.
JP, has this happened yet?
No, it hasn't. You're right. You're right.
Okay,
You're right.
then
So-
it's irrelevant to the conversation.
All right.
John just had a very vivid imagination.
All right. Well, y'all have a good day. I appreciate the time.
You have a good day too. Man, look at that. 3 failed prophecies in a row, y'all.
He was a feisty one too.
Yeah. All right, we got Lazy Boys Talks. Like the chair? Are they coming up? Here, I pushed accept. Well, they're not here anymore. Then we'll talk to Ethan Caudiel. Oh, Ethan. We'll talk to Ethan now. Ethan, I'm going to ask you the same 3 questions I ask of every single one of my guests, irrespective of who they are. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, I am.
Question number 2, are you a Bible believer?
Yes, I am.
And then question number 3, what are your pronouns?
It's he, him.
Fantastic. Ethan, I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. I don't believe in the Bible. Ethan, why should I believe in the Bible?
Because Christ loves you.
Dead people don't love anyone.
That's okay if you believe that.
Okay, so why should I think Christ loves me?
Because Christ loves you.
Why should I believe that to be true?
Because
If you don't-
he saw you become.
Okay, so Ethan, oh, Jesus Christ. Are you going to be able to actually substantiate any of the things you say, or are you just going to make claim after claim? Because I don't have time
Well,
for
let
that.
me try. Let me try.
All right, so why should I think Jesus is alive? and not just a corpse.
Jesus Christ is belonging in the heaven. What do you mean he's alive?
Yeah, what alive? Why should I think Jesus is alive? What's the evidence of this?
Oh, because he is. Oh.
Oh. Anyways, for fuck's sake, indeed. Why are people trying to waste my time today? We got here. I think the kid is lobotomized. I think he was masturbating, honestly. He was seemed to really getting off on Jesus loving me. Jesus loves you. Oh. Anyways. Morgan says, he loves you. How do you know? Because he loves you. But how do you know? Because he loves you. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? Ethan says, may God have mercy on your soul. I'm good. Dedicated to Truth Seeker says, he'd be coming. Nothing said there. JC says, circular logically fallacy. Yep. Circular reasoning final boss. You know, like, because, yeah, love that. Let's see what else we got here. Our hearts aren't hardened. We just have a brain. Excellently put, Goddess. Who said that our hearts are hardened? Because that's silly. Love you all. I'm so sorry your hearts are hardened. He can change you if you let him. Listen, if my heart was hardened, that'd be very bad for my blood circulation. But I'm pretty sure it's still beating, so.
I've had my blood work, no atherosclerosis here, no calcium deposits.
I love this. Oppo says, if God loves me, why doesn't he pay my goddamn rent? Excellent point. Excellent point. Do we got another guest in the box? Lathe of Heaven. Let's see. Lathe of Heaven. I'm going to ask you the same 3 questions I ask every single one of my guests, irrespective of who they are. Huh?
I accidentally requested.
Oh, okay. That's fine. You're good. Love your profile picture, by the way.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Hashtag no more kings. Has anyone done that in about 10 years? I don't know. That hashtag thing?
I
behind it.
unapologetically hashtag all the time.
Hell yeah. Glenn says liberals, LMAO. Yes, that's right. Glenn, we're good people. LMAO. Let's see. We have here F this name thing. I think we've spoken to you before. In fact, I know for a fact we have. But just so I can get a reminder for the audience, are you at least 18 years old? Are you a Bible believer? And what are your pronouns?
Yes. First question, yes. Second question, yes. And third question, he, him.
All right. You know me. I'm Dalton the Bible guy. I don't believe in the Bible. F this. Why should I?
Yeah, so I have a question for you. I think we've talked, I'm an Orthodox Jew. My question is, as an Orthodox Jew, my responsibility is not to convince you in believing in the Bible at all.
Oh, real quick. I am interested in this conversation, but I just have to ask you, just to confirm for the audience,
Yes,
it is true that... Oh, no, it is true that Orthodox Jewish people are still praying for the end gathering of the exiles, correct?
The end gathering of the exiles?
Yeah. In the prayer books. You still pray for the end gathering of Abraham.
Yes.
All right. That's just for the second to last guess, just so you know. Reference. Okay, anyways, as you were saying of this.
Okay, so we believe that everybody should believe in the 7 Noahide laws, which I'm sure you are aware of.
Yes, I actually have a copy. I actually have a copy of the Divine Code on my shelf.
And so when I talked to you, I believe you fit 6 of the 7, but I would like to confirm that. I believe the second one maybe not so much, but the first one, don't worship any idols. I don't think you do that.
No, I don't worship any idols. I think that one of the 7
the next one's
mitzvot b'nei Noach is blasphemy. I would
say
break that one.
maybe you do break that one. The next
Yeah.
one is I don't think you murder or try to
No.
injure people. I don't believe you have. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak. When it says hidden forbidden relations, it's outside of marriage, but I can't confirm that or deny that one.
I
But
try
that's
as
not-
often as I try as often as I can.
Are you
I
successful?
do.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. I do not eat the limbs from an animal while they're still alive. I will say that.
And you don't. I hope not rob or steal or extort from people.
I try not to. No.
And then the last one is that you should believe that setting up courts and laws of justice.
Yep, I'm all for that.
Don't,
Okay.
don't lie about Dalton.
So
You're
6 out of
robbing
7.
people.
6 out of
All the
7. I think
ladies
that's pretty good.
all the time.
Listen, if this was a test, I think that'd be a passing
I
grade,
think you
right?
passed. Yeah. I've been listening to you for a couple days after I found you, and I want to say, like, I really appreciate. First off, I think a lot of people that are listening, it should definitely challenge your faith, but it also should make you really do so introspective and do some research, because if we could all know as much as Dalton does, and same with Ashlyn, you'll be either more convicted or you'll have a different opinion, and so I respect you a lot. So that's all.
Absolutely. Hey, you know what? That's a W for F this.
Thank you.
But thank you for coming up, Bud, and
In
Shalom.
the chat, W in the chat from F this. This because it's also fun to say.
Thank you. You guys have a good one. Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
Yeah, so I got a passing grade, guys, which I love because I wasn't very good in school. We're gonna bring up Ethan again. WF this, yeah. Hello, Ethan. Welcome back.
Hello, I'm glad to be back. That was very polite of you to put me back on.
Yes, I am very merciful. Give thanks to Dalton, for he is good, for his mercies endure forever. So Ethan, do you have any good reasons why I should believe in the Bible?
Jesus loves you. I'm sorry. Just take me out again.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's why you're on here every day.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Hold on. Let me call out Glenn. Glenn, the very Christian Glenn. Of course you don't believe in the Bible. Looks like all your eat is pork. First off,
It's funny though.
it is funny, but it's a great. At least it's kind of a newer fat joke.
It is. That's a good one actually for once. Oh my god. Your Honor says I would guess he makes decent money. I don't make decent money. Don't let the Hugo Boss shirt deceive you. This is a hand-me-down. When I was younger, Ashlyn, and you know this, I used to keep kosher. Not because I was obligated to, but because I simply chose to of my own volition. And I did so for many years. And the second I deconstructed not only Christianity, but Judaism, the first thing I did was I went to Jack in the Box and I got myself a bacon cheeseburger. It was so fucking good.
I just want to say, Glenn, your hairline's about 6 inches too high to be talking about people's appearances, though. Just to
Oof. Lathe of Heaven says, didn't Justin get you the new mic rolling in the cash? So yes, I do have a new mic here. A gift from Justin from Deconstruction Zone. So everyone make sure you thank him if you like the way the lives are going now. But no, still not rolling in the cash. I think I might have $70 on my TikTok balance. And that's after almost a month of work. So it's definitely not lucrative not right now. What degrees do you have? I have a high school education and a give 'em hell attitude. Thank you, Liz, for the goat. Debate him, Glenn. Yes, Glenn, debate him. See how that goes. Guy says you just have to stop muting yourself now. Oh, listen, it's just the mic. If I mess with it, and I don't know. It's finicky, and I'm just now getting used to it. The thing is, don't touch the mic, and I should be fine.
Quick mod. There are 192 people in this live. We should be at 45K, if not 50. Let's tap that screen, share out the live, share to, those you love, as Dalton says, those you hate. I always add those you love to hate because, sometimes it's just fun.
make sure we're reposting, doing the things. If you've got a coin, send a heart me. Things to help the algorithm so we can talk to probably about one more Christian you're thinking? Or Bible believer?
It depends on how quickly we go through these conversations. I have a esotericoi in the comments, and also who was it? Topher the Great. Oh no, it wasn't Topher the Great. It was someone asked, Christianity. Oh, thank you so much for the cogs. Someone, oh my God, for the star, you're so lovely. Mwah, mwah, mwah. But someone asked me, was it Christianity or Judaism? I grew up Christian, and then later in life, Lynn, thank you. Later in life, I left Christianity for Judaism, though I did not convert and become a Jew. I remained a Gentile because in Judaism you can remain a Gentile and only have to observe the Shiva Mitzvot B'nai Noach, the 7 laws of Noah, and be considered a righteous Gentile. So I was a Noahide, but I voluntarily observed kosher laws. Shouldn't you be thanking God for how many people you have in your life? No, because he's not responsible for that. That's all my work.
Hey, Dalton, thank you for being in my life.
You're welcome.
That was the appropriate person to think.
Yeah. Ryder says, do you ever debate Jewish people? I'm interested. I do when they come up. I don't spend a lot of time. I don't like to go into other people's lives and debate them because I'm not like a Christian who knocks on people's doors. I literally just let people come to me and debate me. That's a pretty cool journey. It was a pretty cool journey. The Adept says, what are your thoughts on rabbinical Kabbalah? So Kabbalah is, for anyone who doesn't know, it is a medieval invention. Most people who engage in Kabbalah think that it actually goes back to long time ago, Second Temple period Judaism. But basically, all the data seems to support that Kabbalah is a form of mysticism in Judaism that was created in the medieval period. And I think it's like a later innovation on Judaism. I don't think that anyone in the Bible practiced Kabbalah. And even when I was practicing Judaism, I was more close. I didn't really accept Kabbalah because I was more of a rationalist. So I fell into the category of people who more favored the works of Maimonides over mystical forms of Judaism. Okay, let's see. It wasn't written down until the medieval era, as you stated. Yes. And we don't have any evidence that they really believed in Kabbalah prior to the medieval period because one of the things taught in Kabbalah is Gilgulim, or the idea of reincarnation. A lot of people don't know this, but in Orthodox Judaism, there is a belief in reincarnation. But we don't have any evidence from the Talmud that the Jews of the Second Temple period believed in reincarnation. Isaac Luria, that name sounds familiar. It's been so long since I've studied Lurianic Kabbalah. It's been so long since I've studied or even read the Zohar. So, thoughts on Gnosticism? I think Gnosticism is it's the same as Kabbalah. It's just a later mystical innovation on an existing religion. I don't think the early Christians were Gnostics. I think I think the earliest Christians were probably just a sect of Judaism, and the form of the form of Gnosticism that we see in later texts were just later developments. Yup says, why should I not? I guess your question is, why should you not believe in the Bible? Because it's not true. Simple as that. Where? Oh, we got someone in the comments. Oh, nope. Ethan, you're not coming back up. I'm sorry, but you got nothing. Unless you
put that dog down. Just put it down.
You've not been able to bring anything to the conversation. I'm sorry. The earliest Christians were called the Way and were more of mystic esotericists. I don't believe that. I mean, sure, they were called the Way, and they were called the Nazarenes, but I don't think that they were all that esoteric. I think they were just another sect of Jews, and that Paul may have introduced some more mystery cult-like ideas, but I don't think that they were into Gnosticism or mysticism or anything like that in the way that you would see in the Kabbalah. So do you believe in the Book of Enoch? I don't. The Book of Enoch was not written by Enoch because it dates to the 2nd century BCE or the 3rd century BCE. It's called pseudepigrapha because it's written by someone else claiming to be Enoch. But no serious scholar in the field of biblical studies considers 1st Enoch or 2nd and 3rd Enoch to be authentic. By who? We don't know who wrote Enoch. It's anonymous. Lynn says, thank you. You're welcome, Lynn. Well, it looks like we're not getting any more guests. Matt Huff says Wes Huff does? Well, Wes Huff is an idiot. And I would cook Wes Huff if he ever decided to debate me. I would love to debate Wes Huff on the concept of messianic prophecy because, well, that would be hugely embarrassing for him and very credible for me. I know Christians keep like propping up Wes Huff as if he's like this grand, like almost like the Pope of evangelical Christians or whatever. But he's not that special. And he says he over exaggerates a lot. He makes the claim that the book of Isaiah is exactly the same in the Dead Sea Scrolls. It ain't. It just simply isn't. West Huff has been famous for 30 minutes and has already so much incorrect stuff. Yeah. Dan McClellan already bashed on him pretty good. We have here Ballant, who might be our last guest for the night. Balance, I'm going to ask you the same 3 questions I ask every single one of my guests, irrespective of who they are. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
If you're asking me, yes, I am. I'm 35.
All right. Question number 2, are you a Bible believer?
Yes.
And question number 3, what are your pronouns?
What do you mean?
Do you go by he, him, she, her, or they, them?
Oh, I don't really do that stuff. I'm just a man, so I guess he, him.
He, him. So you do that stuff. Okay. I'm Dalton the Bible guy. I don't believe in the Bible. Valiant, why should I?
I have a question about this. Isn't sharing the whole argument coming from personal experience. It's an argument about personal experience.
Yeah, please avoid personal experience at all costs because it'll get you absolutely nowhere in this channel.
No, 100% agree. I just want to know if you spend 2 minutes talking about that exact thing of why personal experience like argument doesn't do well. But I just have a couple of questions about it for you, if you don't mind.
Sure.
And this isn't like going to be like an gotcha type thing. It's just like literally just a conversation. I swear, it's just a conversation. So like I'm assuming like let's say me and you are friends. And we've been friends for years, and we love pizza, and we love going and trying new pizza restaurants, right?
Sure.
If I said to you, like, hey, man, I just went to Florida, and I had absolute best pizza ever, and me and you have been going for years to try different pizza places, and you respect my pizza tasting skills, are you going to believe that, like, I did find a good pizza place in Florida? Or are you gonna like be like,
I'm definitely more likely to believe you because I usually proportion the amount of like skepticism I have for an argument based on how wild it is, as the old saying goes. Fantastic claims require fantastic evidence. And like for example, if you make I bought a new dog. People buy new dogs all the time. I went to Florida. People travel on planes all the time. It's not really all that significant. It doesn't really affect all my life all that much. So it doesn't require me to really rely a lot on evidence from you. I'm willing to accept you. And if I find out you're lying later, then I'll just like lose trust in you. If you say something crazy or like I went to Florida and a pizza monster attacked me, then I'm going to have some questions.
Sure, no, 100%. And I'm getting to that. So if we're pizza buddies and we go out and eat pizza and I tell you this pizza place is great, you're gonna believe me. Now, if we're pizza buddies and I go to this pizza shop and I'm like, dude, I found Jesus there, or whatever you don't believe, you're gonna be like, dude, don't care. Like, is the pizza good? Exactly with what you just said. Like, if I say something crazy that's unbelievable, you're gonna need more evidence. So we've built that we built that pizza trust, right? Of you think I, right. So there is a line of where you're going to need more trust in the claim or the person or whatever for you to believe in any type of personal experience, right?
Yeah, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
But you do but again, there's no gotcha thing.
Yeehaw.
Like I'm not nice. It's just so far there is you believe in my personal experience because we've built this whole trust thing of the whole pizza analogy.
Sure, and also it doesn't really affect me in any way, and it's not extraordinary in the least bit.
Right. No, totally gotcha. So my next question is, what's your favorite pizza place?
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut? Okay, nice. I'm just kidding. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in the Bible. Sorry for
Nice try, Valiant. But it was a good example for everyone about why it is we don't trust like the Bible versus why we might trust something mundane like I went to the pizza parlor. But Valiant, thank you for coming up. You have a wonderful day.
Yeah, have a good one, man. See you.
But I've just looked at his freaking bio.
Oh, okay. I should have done that quicker. I guess.
Thank you for the.
Ethan, I don't want to. Ethan, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm sorry. You've already come up twice, and you've basically ruined any chance of talking to me in the future. May God have mercy on everyone who does not believe Jesus is God, says Ethan.
Thank you, the adult. Oh, thank you, Fat Jesus. That's right. Thank you for the gift.
Thank you, Fat Jesus. I love that name.
Thank you, Fat Jesus.
Well, okay, it looks like we're not going to get any more theists who are willing to call in. I guess maybe I've converted them all, or they're all too scared to come up. Or they're Ethan and I don't want to talk to them. So, with that, guys, make sure in the next hour to come and check me out on the Deconstruction Zone with Justin. We'll be going live again on, I guess, tomorrow. I'm trying to set up a sort of system. Thank you for the gifts, the Adept. I'm trying to set up a sort of schedule. I'm trying to figure out how many days I want to go live. And anything else would be just bonus stuff for you guys. But basically, I'm thinking Tuesdays and Thursdays would be the days in which I'm scheduled to go live. And I might go live from 6 to 9 p.m. on Central Standard Time. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. Don't hold me to it, but just know that you can expect me around those times because I need to figure out Saturday and Sunday might be my days off from doing this so I don't drive myself absolutely banana bonkers. But thank you for that.
Said 9.
Say what?
You said 6-9.
6. Okay. Also, make sure you follow Ashlyn because she is starting to go live. She went live today, but we didn't get a lot of traction over there. So make sure you follow her real quick so that we can get some more traction on her channel. She likes to talk about psychology, and she's really smart about it.
You. I'm a little more political than you are.
Hey, that's fine. You want to hear about topics like feminism, for example, or talking about trans peoples. That's like the place to go. Absolutely. I might end up doing a trans debate topic in the future because it's a topic that I very much care about.
Yeah. The LGBTQI plus community is seen, heard, and validated on these channels.
Love you guys. Anyways, we'll see you all in about an hour. And make sure that also you follow me on YouTube if you haven't already. It's in the link tree of my bio. We'll see you guys again tomorrow.